Welcome to the Late Sesh. Cheers, everybody.
Hey,
Cheers, cheers.
What's up, everybody?
Cheers,
And,
y'all.
I'm way behind. I'm still trying to pull up chat and everything else. I just sat my
Yeah.
butt down.
My chat's not even staying up.
Krampus comes tomorrow,
it's
chat
everybody's
says.
Monday for everybody.
Stony.
Stony, I
Just
know.
another Monday.
Mine was Stony, and yeah, I slept a lot today.
We just
I'm not gonna lie.
we reset at work.
St. Nicholas Day tomorrow. Is that what he's saying? Is
Oh,
tomorrow?
I don't know.
I don't know. I guess I just
Yeah,
see
I
Krampus,
I don't know what that is.
Saint Nick.
and it's close to my Pathfinder name.
I don't know. I only know what happens on the 25th.
Yeah.
Sometimes I don't even know that.
Yeah. I got me a joint of Fatso
know the
triple
story.
burger.
Oh, nice. We're getting ready
Yeah.
to roll up some Blue Kisses Kept Secret.
What's that?
Kept secret. What the hell is that?
I believe it's Love in Her Eyes, but I could possibly be wrong on that one.
Look her up.
Sounds like something she would name.
I'm pretty sure it is, but I'm not 100. But it's super good. It's
What was it called?
Kept Secret, KEPT.
I don't know if it's her.
Here's Kurt.
It's not coming in.
Let me grab my phone and see if I can figure it out.
Finish the bad children on the 5th.
Yeah, I'm not sure. There's secret formula. Best kept secrets. That's a straight now.
We've got some Lucas flour. Good
What'd you
idea.
get?
We've got some Super Freak from her.
Oh,
Super
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it looks really leafy.
I loved that one. That was so freaking phenomenal. It was so cool to look at it. And
Good stash. And
We
That
helped
one
bring
reminded me
that
of like
That was
lanolule.
cool.
Like I think it's got lanolule in it.
What's the Stony on it then? Pretty
floral.
pretty?
Yeah, daytime. It very lavender to me.
Yeah, I agree with you there. It was very piney. I thought also what I remember of it, very piney.
Yeah, it reminds me
That
of
was the
like,
first now.
this Super Freak reminds me of our green room, which is a high CBD cultivar, which is really piney. And you guys can see the leaves on there. They're a little
Yeah.
ferny.
Well,
Yeah,
look how red haired it is too.
yeah, it's very. Oh, it's really good. Yeah, it smells really good actually. Very floral. Definitely got like some lavender and floral, earthy notes. Pine and lavender. Really,
You haven't.
it's good stuff, man. I really dig it. Thank you, Blue Kiss. Such a generous gift.
How to make a good tea.
Probably make it tea.
She's always so kind and giving.
Just even water soluble tea. Probably be really good.
I was lucky enough. Where is it? It's on my desk somewhere. Right here. I was lucky enough to find a little bean in Blue Kiss's moon bow.
Oh,
I might be throwing this one outside
Nice.
next year.
Yeah. That moonbow is really good.
Heck yeah.
throw it inside. Yeah, that's her RS11.
We've also
Oh,
got
bring a
some,
clone inside.
Oh, the RS11's good too.
RS11's good. Yeah, I like
Yep.
that one too.
Smash cake.
You got
Very
smashed
good.
Greek Guman.
Yeah,
I
did
just
the
did
last
that
one.
dab of that. I'm gonna do another one. I really
Yeah.
enjoyed that smash cake.
It's
I'm
my
big
last
on
stab of
smash
it.
cake. I did my last stab of it today too.
I'm smoking me a bowl of Vortex.
That's
I
great. I got a Fatso joint.
Nice.
But Kurt Gerber goes, rarely see baked with a joint, smokes like a former cig smoker. Yep, I smoked for a good long time and then quit. But I think I never did. I never got around to the like this hold, where you like pinch it. I think that's the common joint one. But also I came from majority of my smokage was blunts and cigarillas, and you weren't really holding them until they got to the end like that, where you gotta smoke some roaches. Oh shit. Drop it.
Drops
Shit.
it.
Yeah, there's an ember on my carpet. But yeah. So yeah, we had a blunder last night that Nut Tree found.
Yep.
So I rolled that dice. And I said odds for Soulfire, evens for Clearwater, and then immediately, this is why I told you, somebody's got to record this. Immediately, I was like, oh, 15, that's Clearwater, but it wasn't, so it's Soulfire.
Well, we were muted during the show, and I was like, "What time is it? We gotta clip that. Where is this at?" I
And
had
I'm
her
like,
phone. And
I don't know how to
We all
clip it.
shouted
We're gonna have to do
Soulfire,
it. I don't know what you're
felt
talking
stupid.
about.
I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, I couldn't believe none of you guys called him out on it.
I was pretty
Why
high.
didn't
thought
you?
about it, but I thought he was right.
Because I
then.
wasn't paying attention.
I just was whatever. I just figured.
I didn't call him out because he got the result that I wanted. So I
I figured that.
My video
Like,
was
oh,
on.
that's
was
how we
not
play
here.
this game.
Yeah. But yeah, I'll be German those after the show.
Nice.
So get something replacing the purple Argos. Spartan came over. We did some plucking tonight.
Actually, to be fair, I just looked. I wasn't on yet, so I wasn't there for it. I definitely wasn't paying attention.
Yeah, you might not have been. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think you were
But
there.
So what were you plucking today?
Spartan puke.
And puke. I'll put a reel up later after the show. I didn't have enough time to do that. before I got-
Why don't you just bring it up right now?
I guess I could, but I'd have to,
That's
And
exactly
then you
what I
could share
said.
it live with us.
But I'm just glad it got over there. You can give them a better description of like looks and like smells, but it's just kind of all over the place, you know.
Really?
So yeah.
What surprised me was because when I grew out, I've only grown out a handful of them, maybe 4 or 5, but they've all been pretty like on the, I guess I could say Donnieberger leaner in that they're more on the rank side of things, even though Donnie's not really rank. But not, and that's not really the case. I didn't find any really that stood out to me that way in this whole entire pheno hunt, and they're all like fruity, mango-y, rotten mango-y.
Yeah.
And very little gas. I didn't get a lot of gassiness in there really.
No.
There's some floral mixed throughout, and then there's different degrees of extremely frosty to not as frosty, and then
Yeah.
bud structure. There's some bud structures that are more cattailish, like the real big, thick, full colas all the way up, where the rest of them are more like what remind me of the vortex colas, which is like little
The crowns.
pointed, yeah, crowns.
Yeah, that's what I kind of call them. Yeah, it's got the middle crown, like tall point, and then there's usually. But that's so frosty. That's the thing. Like every single one of them.
Yeah, they're all pretty damn frosty.
I think
What's
the
cool-
ones you're talking about, the cattail, are going to be like greasy BHOers, and the others are
That's
going
what I
to
was
be
just about to ask.
rosin.
Yeah,
I think there's like a good mix there.
nice.
What's going on in Ohio, Tara? What are they talking about? Ohio?
Yeah, they're trying to take away the growing portion of it, of course.
Now, how are they calculating? Wait a minute. This was a voted in thing, right? By you guys, a voter initiated.
Well, the lawmakers are trying to it's coming down to verbiage. You know, they're trying to rewrite things to say a certain thing to what they want, but ultimately, they want to. Hold on, I'm trying to.
There's even something to do with the THC percentage. Or
They
something.
had their opportunity. They had their opportunity to write those
silly.
bills.
Well, it should probably take them a three-quarter. It should probably take them a three-quarter majority to be able to change anything if you guys voted it in,
Let me look this. I'm looking it up. I'm
Yeah.
looking it up.
which
They
would be.
They should only have the authority to fuck off in this position.
I was gonna say if you could raise a stink fast enough, like get people to call, and like we did up here in Michigan, you can
Yeah.
fucking stop that shit.
Yeah, because they had their opportunity to write a bill and pass one as the legislator. They failed on that.
And they failed at it. Yeah.
It
Elder
took the
grassroots
people to
initiative.
vote.
They passed in the legislature. So at this point, the government can fuck off. The people voted on this. You guys fuck off. You
I
government.
mean, you could take a good example in Michigan. The people wrote the law in 2008 for the medical program, and the government wrote the law in 2015, was it, for the recreational program?
2018, dude. 2018.
So which one do you think is better?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I also see that Bong Tokes for Jesus said that they capped the flour at 25%, so that's going to make the dispos along the border very, very
that,
Yeah.
and then they're trying to.
That's funny.
They're trying to actually take away the whole grow portion of it.
Yeah. They're
Um,
trying to
Honestly,
make possession illegal until dispo's
possession
open.
limit.
Wow.
Raise the
I mean,
sales
there's a whole
tax
fucking South
more.
Park episode on this. Like, that's how like staple it is, and
And they want to steer it away from
I would,
social.
I would wheel in. I go to the Ohio Senate or whatever it's
Wheel
called.
in South Park.
Wheel in an old ass TV with a VHS, and somehow I get that South Park episode onto the VHS. How about you guys are gonna watch this? And today we're watching videos. That's it for class. And I pop that sucker in and be like, do you get it now? Like,
And you're all gonna do
it's
a bunch of
fucking
acid
scheme.
before we watch this.
No, we'll start on my small shrooms, microdose.
Okay, fair enough. You gotta start somewhere.
Yeah, microdose would be perfect
want to
because it
talk
gets
with
them in
Dan.
their fields, and maybe they'll start thinking.
Look at the dedication, Daddy Red watching us on his birthday,
Happy
man. We
birthday.
Yeah,
appreciate
happy
you,
birthday,
man.
Daddy Red.
Hey,
Happy birthday.
you guys want to sing to him? Can we all get a collective sing along going? You
Do
think?
it.
I think so.
Happy
Happy
birthday
birthday
to
Come
you.
on, everybody in chat.
Happy birthday to you.
This is great.
Happy birthday,
Daddy
Red.
My dad.
Happy
Happy
birthday
birthday
to you. That
We
was
will
beautiful.
not
How
be
many-
getting- we will not be getting any Caroline invites, I can guarantee.
Yeah,
Right.
well, that honestly wasn't bad considering we're all on delays
Very
on
upset.
the internet.
It probably
it
sounded
really
Yeah,
was.
terrible.
that probably was
at the end.
terrible.
Hey, listen,
Well,
that was
they
the
can-
first ever
oh,
birthday
there goes
song
all our
on the
viewers.
MTS show. So
Let's get some
There
smoke.
goes all 5 of us.
Thumbs down, thumbs down.
Smoke clouds
sorry.
going in chat.
Ouch,
everybody.
Spartan.
Smoke clouds.
How many dabs does your dad have to do? 79, you said?
Only one. Only one is all he
All the way.
really needs. So
I can
It's
say,
just 0.79 grams.
yeah, 79 gram dab. That's crazy.
179 gram dab.
No,
Yeah,
Oh,
that's not.
you got a choice:
0.7.
79 dabs or 179 gram dab.
Yeah, let's play this game. Let's play this game. It's like 1,000 size. Wait, is it one horse sized duck
Let's
or 1,000 duck sized horses or something like that?
Oh, do you want to fight 1,000 ducks or
yeah, but not
yeah.
that. It's like, would you rather take like 7 grams in dabs or like 1,700 milligrams in edibles? You know, it's like one of those.
I would take the dabs.
dabs?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know though. I don't do a
I'm
lot of
scared
edibles, so it might be
edibles.
fun.
7 grams is a lot.
Fuck
Play
you
when
up.
I did the dab off. That was
I
Yeah.
forgot about that. Oh
Damn.
my god, we have to bring that back. I need to order more flights.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's you guys doing that. It was great.
I'm
kinda
still waiting
forgot
for my
about
I didn't
belt.
feel like I didn't feel like I got too high after that. I just felt like it was hot. You know what I mean? The heat.
Well, you're in competition mode. You think they're having fun at the Super Bowl? You think they're having fun?
and I would prepare dabs for days.
I'm telling you, e-nail's the way to go because you can keep it at that same temperature and still clear it.
Yeah.
I think e-nail
Yeah.
probably would be,
But not Chaz.
Yeah.
or at least like an
Yeah.
electronic nail, like
Yeah, even a Puffco. I mean, you can probably get through
or
it. You
a
know.
Dr. Dabber, but yeah.
Man.
Yeah, because I was heating them up a little hotter than I wanted to, just because I wanted to get through that whole dab.
Right. Yeah, kind of to an extent ruins the experience, or at least diminishes it. I think. You know.
It's a good experience to have at least once, though.
I mean,
Yeah.
How
You
about a
guys are
couple
definitely not
times?
going for experience or going for clout. That was the
Yeah.
difference.
that was the difference. You got to try
What
everything
did-
twice as my
What did
friend.
we end up doing, Baked? Was it a whole flight, but how much time was it?
It wasn't a show,
Like
wasn't it?
7 or 8 minutes in between. each.
Yeah, it
stupid.
was-
We did like the math. It was stupid.
It was like I was like an hour or some shit, or a little bit after.
Oh yeah,
A
it
little
was.
bit.
Yeah, it only took
It was
us
too
like
little
45
time.
minutes,
Too little time in between.
and I think yeah. Yeah, it was.
I
Scary.
was hurting. It really hurt me.
Oh yeah.
I like Fergroli's idea with the e-nail. That way you could just do several small dabs instead of one large dab, and that would probably be a better.
I mean, that's the
Well,
theory.
it's
but
still one
once
large
you get
dab.
there, it
It's
doesn't matter.
no. The difference is it's not really several small dabs versus one large dab. It's still the whole bucket, right? So it's still
Yes.
the whole dab. It's just you don't have to start it at such a high temperature or try to reheat it, right?
Right. I agree.
So it's just
Yeah,
like
but
one
it's
consistent, really long dab. Trust me,
0.4.
I've taken a couple like quarter-gram dabs. And I'm like, dude, like I'm kind of over this, and this thing's still going. You know?
Yeah.
It's rough.
Especially if you start hitting those low temps. You know?
I kind of want to do it though.
Well, let's do it.
Find
Man.
that I mean, we have a moderately, I don't know, average size banger, I guess, that just like if you take the dab that's like
Mine's average too.
0.3 and or bigger, like it just like the oil just goes right up the straw.
Oh,
Yeah, we need to graduate y'all to a slurper.
It goes
or
right
one
in.
of them blenders.
Yeah,
Turf
blenders
slippers are more work.
And
So
then
much
what
more work.
happened?
Oh no!
Oh, bro.
It lasted
Today?
a year.
Oh, damn, girl.
Oh
My turf
my
slipper was found
god.
broke today.
I
That
took
is
it out.
heartbreaking right
I was
there.
being really good about it, not doing hot and cold, and I took it out and then I like set it down on this metal tray, and it just
Yeah,
Mine-
metal tray.
Metal
we
train
just
would have been
split.
cold.
That's a
Yeah.
bummer. We need to get.
But can you put it in your banger and it still work though?
What?
Can you stick it in a
Split
banger?
down
and
the
make it
middle,
still work?
Spartan.
No. It's
Yeah, I
don't
wouldn't
put
do
It's a
broken
bucket.
glass.
It's a bucket. It needs to hold.
Maybe a shard.
Oh,
of
Don't
glass.
put
For all the
broken
babies, put that
glass.
broken glass in there and hit that
What?
Stop
It's
it.
not gonna hold.
You wild Spartan. Don't
It
listen to this
defeats
dude's
the
advice.
point.
I was definitely using it while it was cracked, but it wasn't like exposed crack. It was on the inside.
Yeah, that's different. Yeah.
And then remember not that long ago, my blender broke because I heated it up too hot. So I've had these things. I've just destroyed all of my nice things. So I have to.
This is why we can't make things back up.
Exactly. So right now,
I
I'm just
finally
using
cracked my
blender,
phone screen.
or just using a banger,
Oh, no.
and it kind of
Banger.
sucks. So I heat it up first, and then I drop it in, or else it just.
Like the banger sucks, or you just don't like going back to the basic
The
banger.
experience.
Just
You,
it's easier to burn. It doesn't hold heat as long. Like there's all these things that you just have to be way more specific about.
You need some terp
Yeah.
pearls.
Yeah, I lost them. And Tara wasn't there to help me find them. So
There's
really-
currently one under my desk. My dad break has
Around
one.
They're the
There was
easiest
two.
thing to lose.
I lost it once, and Tara found it, and then I lost it again, and it's gone forever.
I forgot to look the last time
I
I
like your blender, Spartan. Those make you blow fucking dragon clouds, man. Beautiful.
I
Yeah, I
think the
love
biggest clouds, dang
I
man,
love
are
it.
regular turf servers.
Yeah, they are.
Nothing.
I can
Just
I can
flavor.
I can throw a fucking half gram in a turf server, and it's just gonna slurp it up, and then all of a sudden I'm blowing solid white. But my turf server broke today or yesterday.
Yeah,
Everybody's breaking glass. What happened?
Bad luck.
Yeah,
I don't
there's
know.
a-
I don't know.
There's a damn pandemic of broken glass going around.
Yeah.
I think I knocked
I got
something into
bugs.
it yesterday.
I wish
And
we
I
had a
just didn't
friend that
notice it.
bring all our quartz to it and they could just melt it down and make us new ones because I got a shit broken one.
You recycle? We don't want to do that. Fuck the planet.
I know, right?
But I don't know if you can with quartz. I don't know if you
Yeah, I don't know
can.
about that.
And they're probably not quality quartz anyway.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Then you have all the different grades, and once, just like metal, once you mix grades, now you're talking about pot metal, and it could be anything.
Does it
Well,
melt?
just use it for something else, right?
Well, you use it for cheap airsoft guns, and they crack because the metal is not actually bonded correctly because it's all different shit on a microscopic level.
What
Oh,
you got
yeah.
there, Spartan? That looks like one dab or something.
OZ BX3.
That is so
You're
good.
muted,
You're,
sir.
you're muted,
We
Spartan.
turned into containers.
I'll
like
speak
BX.
for him. That is so great.
It's BX2. Oh, it's
So good.
BX2, not 3.
BX2. Oh,
The flour's great. The rosin's great. Really.
It's gassy.
yeah,
Shout
I
out to
like it.
Green.
Very old school.
Shout out to Indica B and Mrs. B. They
Yeah.
did a great job.
Yeah, man.
Green Shepherd Farm.
Green Shepherd Farms. That's right.
Good
I
I don't know if
people.
there's a
too.
farm on the end.
Yes.
Damn good people.
Yes, they are. They're both hard.
You guys want to see the fish tank me and Green Shepherd built yesterday?
Yes, of
Bro,
course.
we
No, not-
forgot to move the fish tank. I was
I
supposed to help
know
you move
after
the
you
fish
left,
tank.
I
I
just didn't
God
even
damn
bother
it.
you because I didn't. I was like, we'll do it. a different
Stoners.
You
day.
should have told me I just turned around and got it.
It's
we done it.
I'll get TJ or somebody tomorrow. It's gonna take 2 seconds. Let me see if I have pictures. Oh, quiet. That was weird. Well,
Tara, I like your hoodie. It's really fucking cool.
Thank you. Appreciate that. This is actually a hand-me-down from my daughter. Yeah,
It's kind of like a hand me up then, right?
I guess. Nice.
yeah, I got
Thank
nice
you, man.
cedar wood this time.
Oh,
That looks
I
sturdy.
bet it smells
Really
so
Oh,
sturdy.
good.
you
too.
could park a truck on this,
Yeah.
Nice.
and it's overbuilt, but it's real nice. So now I gotta fill in all these screw holes and paint it.
What is that?
That's
8 on
really
8 on
cool.
center?
8. What does that mean?
6
These
inches
things?
on center? Yeah, the crossbeam.
So we were gonna do 6, and then we were stoners, and midway through we realized when we made the bottom, we did 7. So then we had to do 7 on top.
Yeah, to make it sort of equal.
Yep.
Yeah, and then we didn't really care at that point, so we just put them in because really they're just
love
there
it, dude.
for structure this way. They're not.
Is that why? Now, can I ask one
Yeah.
question? Is that why you took the picture angled instead of right, like head on, so you could not?
No, I didn't
as
even
clearly
think of
tell the
that.
difference? Okay, okay.
They're not too far off, but they're definitely like we measured 8 and 1/4, but like then there was ones where we're like, yeah, let's move that a little bit to the left or something. But
Whatever works,
yeah,
man.
we made that one, and then we made a smaller one. I don't know where the picture went.
Well, those aren't to hold the glass, right? Because the glass
No, I didn't mean make. Yeah, this is just to hold.
is just to hold the frame, right?
So yeah, I'll put a topper on it, like a plywood on top, and then the tank will go on that.
Got you. Yeah.
What else you got on that camera roll
shout
down
out-
there?
I got all kinds of stuff. You want to see this? No, I showed you these
Dude,
pictures,
that's a late
and you guys
sesh.
didn't want to see it.
I want to see it.
I got my
Let's see it. Let's see it.
This was from the Tampa airport. I
You
don't know
only
why it
fired-
did too.
I had the old aquarium stand that
Oh,
I
that's cool.
built, God, dude,
Yeah, it's
10,
this
11,
weird,
12 years ago.
Art.
Yeah,
That's
it's like
really
multi
nice. That's-
canvases, and you're
Yeah,
just sitting there
all
waiting to get into
together.
security. And I was like, oh, look at that.
They're just trying to figure out who's tripping balls right now.
This
Just
is
staring at
this
that
is a
thing.
tank I modeled after. That was a tank I modeled after. Some guys, he made it real nice. Look, he put trim on it.
Oh, it goes inside of it. I was thinking it
What?
went on top.
No, well, no, that's called a sump. So you put all your nasty equipment
Okay,
and
okay.
stuff down there that's not sightly.
So
And
does
it-
that become like
it-
a cabinet? Is it covered or is that just open?
He made a cabinet. I'm gonna make my cabinet too. We're gonna put sliding doors on mine.
Ooh, fancy.
Sliding doors, yeah. This is the
Fancy
other
enough.
one I made myself. As you can see, it's a little crooked. That's my ingenuity.
That's okay.
So that's why I got Indica, and he came over. And if y'all didn't know, he's really handy with all kinds.
He's really
of shit.
good. He can use a tape measure and.
He can-
and
Well, he
Hold
can-
on,
is that all it
really
takes
good.
to be?
He's soon to be a licensed general contractor.
Oh, yeah,
he
he's
definitely
about to
knows
be
how
a
to use a tape
licensed-
measure.
Yeah,
just
and
have my
he's
t-shirt
done
on
like
and
phase
gamer.
3 power. He can do electric, HVAC,
Hey,
all
that's
kinds
all
of
you need in
shit.
Michigan.
He can hook up cool bots. He hooked up Yeti's cool bot. He told
Nice.
me. So yeah, that's why I just was like, I had him over and we got everything straight and made sure it was. He's really, really good about like, oh, that's off. We're taking that off and cutting it. And I'd be like, okay. But
Yeah, he likes things to be done right.
yeah,
Good.
I'm more of like, will it work? If it's gonna work, I don't really want to take it apart. But we
I
ended
found
up
a
having
rec-
to take apart 2 pieces and that's it. But
I
it's
found out
level
recently,
and
speaking of
awesome.
toolbots, that a lot of the restaurant industry uses them for like walk-in coolers. Apparently,
Yeah.
Oh,
that's
really?
cool.
yeah. So restaurants
A
and
lot of farmers use
roads.
that. A lot of farmers use that for cold storage for their vegetables as well.
That makes sense.
Just make a little room.
Preppers use them. And
What I will say though is everything I was reading about it was saying that pretty much you get a year and a half out of your AC unit and you've got to replace it because it's just it's running 24/7 essentially.
Yeah.
Still way cheaper than an actual fucking commercial
Walk-in. Yep, $15,000, man. I've been looking at them. Trust me. I got 2 of them on my fucking list.
And that's the thing. Like, I don't know. Like, I know at a cool, we run our dry room with a mini split at work. But it's not cool body. It's the lowest it can go is 62.
My cool bot will get my room 34 in August.
Yeah, but what I'm saying
10 by
is,
10.
we've been running that mini split since I started, so almost 3 years or 2 years. And
the whole time I was there too, and I was there from the
hasn't-
beginning. So
yeah, it
there's like
hasn't
couple years
skipped a
before you.
beat. So I'm
Do
just
clean it. They do
wondering.
maintenance on it though. They do the regular cleaning maintenance on it.
I do the
At least they
maintenance
did when I was
now.
there. Oh, okay.
Yeah. And
Well, a lot of people
still,
don't do that, and that's why they don't laugh.
Yeah, that's probably it. But it's also I'm just wondering what the difference is with Coolbot. Like, I feel like ours runs 24/7 is why I say
that's
that.
the difference. It makes it run a lot longer. And
It probably.
Well, I think it just makes it
happens.
run at maybe full capacity longer because ours
just
runs
so
ours runs 24/7 when you're in there.
what it's doing is it's tricking it to think, it's using a small like heating element or whatever, to my understanding, that it's tricking it to
overrides
think it needs, but it also, not allowing it to like freeze the coils to freeze or anything. So yeah, you're just running that thing at like over
max
capacity. Yeah, essentially max
Well, I
capacity.
mean, that's the thing with HVAC. If you really read into it, you want to shoot for something running at 80% or not really less, but like 80 to 60% is like there's like a green zone, and then because you don't want, let's say you do the math and you're like, oh, I need 18,000 BTUs in this room. You don't go get an 18,000 BTU unit. You get like a 24,000, whatever's about 80%, whatever 18,000 is 80% of. So it's not running full capacity. That's how you blow it, I guess. That's how it only lasts a year and a half. Year and a half, that would suck for me. That sucks.
I've had my cool bot since 2020 and I haven't replaced my AC yet. I just have a little.
What kind of mini split
but
you got?
but you're not running hash in that room 24/7, right?
No, this is just. But it takes several hours to get it down to the temps that we need. And,
right, for sure. But what I'm saying is we're talking restaurant industry. It's meat fridges and stuff that people are going in and out of and probably aren't necessarily insulated the best. And
and they have full compressors and everything like that.
Yeah, and they're just buying the cheap unit. I don't even think they're necessarily some of them were talking mini splits, but they were just using like those window units and just like installing them.
You can buy some nice window units that cost you $1,200 that run 28,000
220 volt or whatever.
They tell you what's compatible with them, and I went along with their recommendations. And like I said, we don't run it continuously, but we don't have no problems. Shout out to Coolbot.
Mm-hmm. That's the thing, though. Most of these the equipment we're using, it's not built specifically for us, and getting that green tax on there, it might not necessarily be built for the use. You know what I mean? So you might just be kind of overextending the purpose of some of the equipment, which is fine. If it works, it works. But just know that you might run through it.
What were those water heaters you were using that they call for Growly?
The sous vides,
yeah, like those. I've heard people run through those, heating up resis and shit.
I've talked about it on the show, or maybe on the
water heaters.
Show. Yeah, it's a sous vide. It's for cooking food, but I use them to create a hot water bath at 90 degrees to submerge my closed loop system in for recovery purposes. And it's only a few. Like,
aquarium heater wouldn't get it hot enough. It get it damn close. Though.
No. Aquarium heater is not even. Like
a
lot of those are only a couple hundred watts. The thing I'm using is 1,500 watts. It's essentially
holy shit.
Yeah.
We used a big ass one at work. It was like a 500 or 600 watt aquarium heater.
I've actually used it to heat a 12 or used one, not necessarily the same one, but I've used a sous vide to heat a I think it was a 10-foot like inflatable like backyard pool.
Nice.
And it actually like raised it a few degrees. You know what I
Oh
mean?
my
Like,
god!
yeah. I was
Did you
kinda
have to
just, like, looking
circulate
at
the
what
water?
No, it does it
It
itself.
does it for you. Yeah, it's got a little.
It circulated a
Yep.
10-foot pool's worth of water
Well,
properly.
I mean, it's not making a fucking
Circulated
whirlpool,
water around itself.
like, yeah.
But
It's
that's what
moving
I'm
the
saying.
water.
That always helps. That's like
Yeah, it's not just like a hot
that
element
helps.
like an aquarium
Yeah.
heater. So I've
Yeah.
used those too baked for different purposes, not for.
But the aquarium heater's your number one. Hey, go out and buy 2 of them because it's gonna go out in you one day,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
you're
but they're
gonna
like
want a backup.
$50 from Meyer. Or
Exactly.
whatever.
Well,
It's
exactly.
just
That's
in-
the lucky part is they've
Yeah.
gone down so cheap. I don't know. There's just like a metal coil, I think, in glass.
Yeah, just enclosed so it doesn't get wet, basically.
Yeah. Shout out to Jaeger, Eheim. That's the best ones.
I've used those to keep my reses warm in environments that didn't have heat. I guess.
Yeah, like my
that
hallway.
works better than like a pump. It's you don't need a sous vide for that. You need a sous vide for maybe a half hour, like every few days for something like that. But an aquarium heater just automatically goes on and off once it hits that whatever 60
Statically
something
controlled.
degrees. Yeah. Say that word again, Dan. Thermostatic.
Yes, you
Okay.
did it. Thermostatic control.
I've been trying to, use big boy words every once in a while. That whole Latin thing last week really got to me.
I thought about getting one for the res in the basement, the type of water heater. So, what was you recommending one, or did you say one that you used?
Ask Baked about that. I just got one from Meyer when I need
I'll bring it up because it's a weird spelling. But these have been like the leader in aquarium heaters for like 50 years, and I used one for like 3 years and had no problems. It's like Jaeger.
They come in different wattages, which will give you, and I think like different preset temperatures too. But
yeah,
It's only like
well,
45
these are
gallons.
all adjustable.
50.
Jaeger Eheims are all adjustable.
oh, nice.
So like this
45
300 watt is
Oh,
$32.
Yeah.
You
And
should-
the only difference is how long they really start getting. Like the 500 watt is
Length
really
of 'em?
long. Yeah, like you
What
can
is that?
see in this picture.
Is it like a foot long, like 18 inches long?
This one over here
Looks
could be
close,
probably close
over
to
a foot.
2 feet.
Yeah.
This might be like their biggest one, but then you see the blue thing at the top.
Yeah.
Blue thing at the top is your temperature dial, so you just spin that to where you want it, and then these are really nice. You're
Get
gonna do
a-
what you want.
Get
But the
a,
thing is, Troy, you're gonna want to get a small pump to keep the water moving
Yeah.
around it. Otherwise, it's just heating an area
no,
around
we
it.
already have
Really.
Air stone, something.
Yeah,
you know.
we have
Yeah, or
air
air
we already have
stones.
one.
We already
Yeah,
have
then you'll be fine.
But
and
yeah,
don't
with the
trust,
wintertime,
don't
that'd
trust
be
the
nice to have
temperature
that.
dial. Don't trust the temperature dial on the heater. Get yourself a little temperature probe.
So with any other, I would say yeah, but with the Eheims, I've trusted them. But
They're
yeah,
calibrated.
everyone in the aquarium industry will tell you, grab a aquarium Inkbird, and use that because they have an Inkbird that has a water probe, and then that's more accurate than most heaters. Little device that keeps temperature. But yeah, the Eheim, like I have Eheim up there. I will say it's probably set to 76, but it keeps the water at 78. Literally almost consistently. But I think that's because it's kind of chilly in my house and up here, But yeah, any other I would say get an Inkbird and plug it into that. But yeah.
Man, the ladies are really killing the shirt game. I just realized what Becca's wearing too. That's also a sweet shirt.
Yeah.
Shout out Tara. She got it for me.
We got
Oh,
matching t-shirts.
there you go.
My friend down in Cincinnati, I found one. I found one here in town, but it was like a XXX, and I was like, well, shit, we'll both be able to wear it together, but not apart. So I was telling my one friend in Cincinnati about it, and she happened to be at the Wally World, and she was like, "Is this what you were talking about?" And I was like, "Yes, get two."
I love it. Thank you.
You're
Super
welcome. I think it's super cute too.
I like
Oh, and
purple.
now that Blue Kiss is here, her kept secret is not by Love in Her Eyes. It's by Cool Beans. It's Oreos crossed with jealousy. So,
Okay.
shout out Blue Kiss.
I like
Blue
that.
Kiss, I don't know if you saw the beginning of the show, but we fired up some of your Super Freak Super free. Super free. Yeah, showing off the flowers in that bag. Let's check it back. Cheers,
Oh,
Lucas.
she's hitting the Gooman pan.
Yeah. Smash cake pen.
Yeah, that's so good.
Nice.
That smash cake pen really turned out good too.
It really did. I really shout out Connor. He did really a fabulous job. Really, tremendous job.
Got some great terps, man.
Yep.
Great terps. You got one too? Yeah.
I might have more than one.
Yeah, we'll be back with those on the 30th at the flat.
Awesome. I can't wait to get more.
Is it the 30th?
Yeah,
I gotta say,
for me at the 30th. I can't make it to the
16th is the other one.
Yeah,
the
that's
16th and the 30th this month.
excuse me. I like that he puts the care tips in there.
I did.
Well, okay, so here's the thing with that. The first round of eye crushers we got, we had some problems where people were overcharging them, and if you overcharge them, it's such a small battery that they'll die. So we just felt it was good to give a little brief instructions with it, just to help.
Well, Eye Crusher does a good job too of just providing that information to their customers. So it's like all you have to do is pass it on,
Yes. So he did a good job and made printouts things I was gonna, and we just failed to do so. But yeah, it was a great idea.
Mm-hmm. Very good.
It's smart. It's a really hard thing to package, honestly. Because they like
it is.
They're never it's not like a flat surface where you can just put a 1.5 inch round sticker on it or something like that. And then of course, if you want to put some like warning labels and some instructions, you got to have a bag on top of that. And then it's just I don't know. It's a hard thing to package.
It is. Where would you go next? A corrugated box packaging, or
I mean that's what I guess that's what they're doing, right? Like something like this, right? With the a pod in or something. I mean, this is different.
Where's the least amount of damage or
cost? And waste.
It's packaging is rough sometimes.
It can be certainly challenging, and especially when things are out of stock. That's fun. I'm dealing with that.
Yeah. Happens.
Especially even them eye crushers, you gotta be right on them. They sell out quick.
Yeah, it's a popular one.
The O2s, I'd like to get in the O2s, but them ones are very expensive to buy. Even at bulk, they're still like $10 a piece.
Whoo! What?
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah.
But that's a little out of my league.
Yeah.
Because even the eye crushers, I think we're paying roughly, depending on the size you buy it, at least $5.60 a piece, roughly.
Really?
Yeah, with shipping.
Oh, bro, they're in fucking. Okay, call me. They're in Farmington Hills, man. You can go pick them up.
It's still a bit far for them even to travel to get.
Yeah, well, next time I go get them, we'll just do a double.
Yeah, we'll definitely talk.
And I think, yeah, let's just talk. I don't want to say it on the show.
Yeah. Because I buy direct from them.
You can get a better price. Let's put it that way. I'm not sure what exactly you're buying, but if it's these things, you can get them cheaper. Than that. Probably half that price, dude. Honestly,
that's amazing. That's what we need to do.
Yeah,
that really.
It sounds like you're getting like MSRP or just like buying online, or you just like buying from
much.
Yeah, dude, just get a rep. My last dude. Listen to this. I got a good story about Eye Crusher. Sorry, Eye Crusher. Last time I went in there, I was, emailing my rep, calling back and forth. Actually, I think we were just DMing on the Instagram or something, just going back and forth. Like, all right, kind of want to try this. This is what I'm working with. Maybe we'll try this. Something rechargeable. Okay, what do you got? Disposable, blah, blah, blah. Oh, you got something white? Okay, let's check out the white ones, And then finally, I'm like, I go in on, I don't know, it was like Tuesday or whatever day it was, and drive down there, go to Farmington Hills or wherever they're at, and walk in. I'm like, hey, I'm here to see so and so, and they're like, "Ooh, he's no longer with us. Can I? We'll just hook you up with like a new rep." And just like that, he was gone. You know what I mean? And like I had a new rep, and okay, I guess this is
no beats were skipped, and
yeah, but it was it's kind of like, hey, where's my dude at? We were just chatting all week on Instagram, and I was
Things happen quick.
Yeah, it's corporate life, man.
Yes, it is. Fuck that corporate life.
Yeah. I'm actually kind of surprised how few people have heard of iCrusher. I thought they were bigger than they were. Maybe it's just because it's one of the few options out here or something.
Well, there's a lot of 510 card option.
Yes. Yeah.
The disposables are kind of a little bit newer to the game, I guess. But I have really good luck with them. Out of all we've sent out, we've had very few come back. 3 or 4.
That like percentage wise though.
Less than 2, less than 1.
Okay, I was gonna say my honest, I'll call it a failure rate, and I mean anything that if it's something goes wrong, right? Whether it's like a leaky pot, a weird battery, just any complaint at all, I'm at about 1%, and I still think that's too high. Quite frankly, it's probably 10 times too high. But
and, if anybody has ever had an issue with any of my carts or whatever, and you see me, I'll definitely square back up with you. Just bring me your old one that does not work.
Just know that it's not our fault, guys. There's manufacturing defects all the time with this stuff, and
there are.
What happens?
They're very challenging to work with. Let's just say that. So, but I know you guys like them, and I like them, and they're very convenient. So I'll keep producing.
Yeah, they could be kind of temperamental, even like as many as we went through working with Yeti. I would find sometimes if the tops weren't completely on, then they wouldn't flash. So then, you'd have to make sure your top was correctly seated, and that can sometimes be a pain in the butt with that rubber gasket that's underneath of it. So it does have its challenges, but for the most part,
don't cap them fast enough, they'll leak out.
Yep.
It's challenging.
Because sometimes you don't think you've overfilled it, but then here it comes spewing up the top again. So you got to be quick sometimes.
Yep, and you can't be too quick because, like you said, now you're pushing it up.
And you're pushing, yep. So, yeah, it does have its little challenges.
But
everybody loves them. I love them. It's so handy to have, a little dab right here, to go and.
But there is terp loss to the process of making them in general. So you're going to have degradation of the product. But that's just the cost of keeping it stable.
The price of convenience. You get.
Yes, that too.
It's the give and take.
Mm-hmm.
The shit still stinks, though, man.
Oh, it certainly does.
Fergoli jetted out here, but Brandon Stanley said that he's about to pop raspberry parfait and squirt. I'm interested in that raspberry. Did you get some of the raspberry parfait baked, or you were just thinking about it?
No, I was just thinking about it, and then Fergoli got it.
What's that got to do with you getting it?
So now I don't have to get it. Cause,
there you go. Smart. It's smart age.
I'm at that point in my seed collection.
Squirt. I fucking love squirt. Grapefruit, baby.
Grapefruit?
The grapefruit soda.
Oh,
we got some of that here. We
we
like squirt here too.
Usually always have squirt around here.
I have memories of my parents when I was young having 2 liters of squirt with vodka in the freezer all the time in the summertime.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You know what I remember about colas when I was a kid is they were all in glass bottles, and it was fucking best.
They were so good. You can still get them that way, man.
Yeah. Not as
you gotta get. I can get them from the local Poly store. They're all in Spanish, but you can still get them.
$1.95 a piece.
Coca-Cola and Sprite in a glass bottle is very flavorful.
They call them Mexican Coke because I think that's where they're made in, and or originate from or whatever. I think it says it on the bottle, and you can of all places I've seen a pallet of them at Home Depot, and it was so enticing to go buy a case of them because there's something special about the real sugar in Coke,
Yeah,
I tried to drink one recently, and I got one drink in. I was like, nope, can't do it. Here you go.
What?
Yeah. Wow. I quit drinking like real pop about a year ago, so I've just been drinking like root beer or like Dr. Pepper or Sprite, something like no caffeine. So
Dr.
it
Pepper
just,
has caffeine.
I don't think so.
Yes, Dr. Pepper.
It's got 23 flavors.
Dr. Pepper.
I don't drink that much Dr.
Dr.
Pepper.
Pepper's the highest. Dr. Pepper's the highest caffeine rate of.
Well, I don't drink that much of
She
it.
doesn't drink that much.
No, not that.
I like
Just
Dr.
pure
Pepper.
Surprise.
I like it.
Oh, yeah.
But more root beer than Sprite. So
I cooked my turkey this year in Dr. Pepper.
But I drink that zero, that zero sugar stuff. So
yeah, I don't.
I think that's worse for you than real sugar.
Cancer in a can.
100% baked.
probably
Yeah, it's all.
everything's bad for you.
You know why I don't
Everything in
drink Diet
moderation,
Mountain Dew? The
True.
first time I tried Diet Mountain Dew, I literally felt like I tasted cancer. I was like, this is disgusting. This is just straight like that.
That's all
shouldn't-
diets to me, dude. I don't
Cancer.
It's not all of them. Like I
Good.
can handle like Diet Coke and stuff, but now that I know what's in it, I don't
that-
drink it. It's
it's
like I'm
that-
not gonna fuck with that.
Stevia, man.
If I'm gonna have, if I'm gonna have
Starch-
one bad thing,
that's
it's
It's
just
better for you
processed
and it
sugar.
tastes all right, but stevia, for some reason, for me, I do not like that flavor. I just can't.
Natural.
I
Whatever.
think it's also aspartame.
Aspartame is diet, and I think
I
buy
stevia
the
is
diet
zero.
one.
Yeah,
Every-
Erythritol.
Every spring I buy a stevia plant and put it on my back porch and use it in my teas. Love it.
I cannot believe how sweet that shit is. I mean,
It's so fucking sweet. I'll take a leaf and just eat it and be like, whoa.
I
Holy
talked to my granddaughter about it this year.
It's a weird taste. It's
It's
weird.
overpowering. It's like wow.
Subtle over. It's like subtly sweet, overpoweringly sweet. Let me think. What was
I think
the?
it's sweeter than sugar, honestly. I think it is sweeter because it's a strong. You don't need a lot.
No.
Yeah, you don't need much. But
One
there
thing-
was my brother brought up this, like, how the big thing right now is all of these, like, every like soft drink is now an alcoholic beverage. So there's like this Mountain Dew, not vodka, but like a Mountain Dew seltzer, and it tasted like Diet Mountain Dew. That's what it tasted like. So it like didn't taste like it had real sugar in it. It tasted like it had.
Well, people don't.
Tastes like it
want
had
sugar
stevia
either.
in it. And here's what on the front of the can it said with yellow number 5, as if they were like
Proud.
Touting it, yeah, like wow.
while they're trying
This
to
is
warn
real
you.
Mountain Dew.
Yeah, they're
So,
like putting the
alcohol is not poison enough.
It's on the front of the can as if it's like an ingredient that you want. You
The
know?
government's like, you guys now have to label when you use these
It's a-
dyes, and they're like, you know what?
We'll do it positively.
We're gonna
It was
spin.
like
We're gonna
no
spin
sugar
this.
added,
Throw it on the front, Bill.
there's
Make it look good.
number 5. It was
Make
like,
it look like a positive, and people will believe it.
We'll make it like it's re-enriched,
Yeah, enriched,
Yeah.
Fortified with yellow number 5.
fortified, and enriched.
Because we
Yeah.
took it out and put in something not as good.
Completely different. That's not from nature.
Have you ever thought, oh man, I'm too tall. I need to just drink a little bit. Well, yellow dye number 45 is for you.
Stunt your growth.
Yeah. Do you not want to grow?
now with red dye 40 and yellow number 5.
Oh, you don't want to have kids?
Isn't
Drink
that
on
a Cisco
drink.
song?
Mambo number 5.
There it is. Thank you, Red. I was hoping no one was going to get that.
That's
Love.
the
Well, the DJ guy
Oh,
should get it.
Cisco,
Come on.
but yeah, there is a Mambo number 5.
A little bit of Monica.
I grew up drinking pop like a lot. I loved Sprite, and then it switched to Coke because I wanted caffeine. And then I got type 1 diabetes, right? And I can't. Drinking sugar is the worst thing you could do for your body. You metabolize it so fast, and it's just spikes your blood sugar through the roof. It's insane. So I started drinking diet, and I got really addicted to Diet Coke, and it was really hard, like challenging to quit, like a drug.
Yeah.
Caffeine and aspartame.
Oh man, it was crazy. But I don't drink any soda anymore, so it's good. I did drink the stevia
What's
for a
soda?
while, or the Zevia pop.
This is a Michigan
Those-
show.
Sometimes I say the opposite just so I don't.
I've tried those pops. I can't.
I'm so proud of
can't do
myself.
Any one of them.
I like
Pops.
Accepted.
Occasionally, I'll do a Sprite, a Sprizzy. You know, I gotta have some flavor. But I've been on a pretty much water and chocolate milk. Oh, and sometimes
I love it.
I'll throw these things in, but I don't
Those are
trust
good.
these.
Water.
I don't trust them.
Yeah,
I
read the ingredients. How many of them can you
I don't
pronounce?
trust it either.
It's got artificial sweeteners, but it's not terrible. At least it's water ish.
Well, yeah, there's not too much bad. There's like
So it's probably like 5 calories, if that.
potassium benzoate. That's probably
Probably
what
zero,
that.
actually.
They have a caffeinated one of those that I like. to
Beta
drink in the morning.
carotene. So there's
Like those San Pellegrino or
Greeno.
Greeno fucking waters. or
calcium
whatever.
diisodamine.
Like-
I haven't had one of those.
Oh, dude, like they're totally like marketed in like a light can. It looks like it's like a nice flavorful drink, dude. In like an 8-ounce can, there's like 50 grams of fucking sugar.
What is it?
Yeah.
San Pellegrino, and they're like
Oh yeah. I see
super
those.
popular. Like for some reason, like
Well, I mean, you know what I learned about a long time ago?
Whole
Gatorade.
Foods thing or something.
Dude,
I was
Big,
like,
that's
I'm
what I was gonna
done.
say.
I'm done drinking pop and all these juices and stuff because I thought they were good for you. And then I was like, but I gotta have some flavor. And I started picking up Gatorade. And then I think I talked to my brother, and he's like, Gatorade.
It's like 65 grams per sugar.
Yeah,
it's like worse than Coke. Yeah.
Yeah, it's almost and you go look depending on the flavor. It's at least over 25 usually, which is
Yeah.
a ton.
Dude,
So
I
it
am
was
I am
like,
guilty
okay, well, I
of
guess
that.
that's off the
Baked,
chart.
baked. I'm guilty of that still. It's like
That's your go-to.
Well, yeah, and I'm the same
Yeah.
way. It's like
Well,
I
that's
could
the
I
thing,
could
I
drink
occasionally
reverse
gotta have
osmosis
something.
water all day long. I got a big ass ice water bottle of it right here, right? But
You shouldn't
you
drink
drink
RO
10,
You
12 of
should drink
those every
RO
day.
water, man.
You drink
No, I
RO
know.
water?
Well,
Okay.
yeah. But here's the thing. That's why I crave Gatorade. I think because I'm getting all
Yeah,
those
I think
electrolytes.
so.
Yeah, you got no minerals. You need
Yeah.
your minerals. You need to go to your organic section.
Listen, guys.
Grab the
Talk to
gypsum
anybody.
dust,
Talk to
whatever.
anybody about drinking reverse osmosis water. That's
not
honestly
good for you.
educated on that. It's not a bad thing. It's if you were to drink nothing but reverse osmosis water and get no other, like not actually have a balanced diet, then yeah, it's bad for you. But
Yeah.
if you're eating well outside of that, and like
Especially if you're eating excess sodium and having excess mineral, it's not
which
that.
is in everything, we eat, you know. It's like,
But if you're vitamin
Certified.
deficient in something and you drink reverse osmosis water, you're going to be more vitamin deficient. In
That is where you
one
run.
It'll suck it out of you.
That's where you do it. Which is why I
Don't drink
promote
RODI.
bone broth, dude. Fucking
yeah.
bone broth and
Deionized, so
Looking
there's a
at,
one
oh.
step beyond your
salt,
RO that we
soup,
don't
right,
use, but like
fermented,
fish tanks do.
real fermented food, like the peppers, like the hot sauce, real mineral salt. We use Redmond's mineral salt. It's not iodized salt. It's not refined
Does it
salt.
come in chunks?
It's
Like
not.
whole
You
chunks?
can get
You
different.
can like chisel
That
your
you
what you
throw
need
on your
off.
driveway.
How sick would that be if you could get a block?
You can get
A
Like one of
block
those-
of salt.
One of those blocks of salt licks.
You're like-
you go for
Yeah,
the gym.
but like
I have one in my
a
backyard right
natural
now.
chunk. Like,
Boosters,
oh, this came
fucking
out of the
get
quarry.
Bakes out there with like a
You better
fucking
believe it.
cheese
You wanna
grater.
rep-
Oh, you want some salt on that? Hang
No,
on.
what it's going to do
You
is
design-
he's
Oh,
just
like a
gonna mount it-
Parmesan grater.
Plunk!
Or a
he's
Oh,
just
there's
going
a
to mount
good
it
chunk.
about head high in his house, and every time he takes a drink, he's going to walk over and lick it. Yeah.
And
Ah,
dude,
I'm
good.
gonna come over. I'm gonna
Then
come over
drink
with
a little bit of RO
two
water and
chunks of
just-
salt and be like, "Would you like some salt on that?" And rub them together over
can't
it.
wait.
Like two
put
salt
like
lamps. Just pick up like 2 salt lamps and just.
Yeah, 2 salt ends, and then I'm gonna sell them.
I wake up and I have a glass of water first thing, and I put just like a little pinch of the Redmond salt in it. You know, maybe it's doing whatever. I don't know.
a little bit of
I'd like to think
minerals.
that it's
Does
helping.
it have iodine in it
I don't
for
like the flavor. I
anti-radiation?
just don't like that salty flavor in my water. It's like
Yeah,
Yeah, you know, it was like
one of the reasons I don't really like the
what
ocean
your
much.
taste.
It's terrible.
Yeah, I
Very
hate
much an
salt
acquired
water.
taste. It's not that bad once you.
Well, it's
Few
kind of
times.
like Gatorades are salty. They have electrolytes.
Yeah, it was kind of like
Oh.
Gator. You're right. It's like
Yeah,
that's
but Gatorade has sugar too, so you don't
And
taste the
flavor.
Unless you buy the zero, in which
Like,
you're
let's
Yeah.
not
probably
forget
But
about
it's
the cool
zero
blue
and
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 the
the
lemon lime.
erythritol.
Zeros have artificial sweeteners, but they still have sweeteners to mask the
So with the bone broth though, right? You can get yourself like super minerals, you know, and if you extract all that marrow out of the bones, not only do you get all really, really good minerals and protein in your basically readily available water soluble bioavailable form, but what you're getting is stimulants to your red and white blood cells through the form of stem cells, because there's a lot of stem cells that get extracted out of that. So it's similar to like stem cell therapy. You'd go and pay for stem cell therapy, or need insurance to go do that. You could basically make really good bone broth, and I recommend a well-fed chicken, something that doesn't have antibiotics or hormones or vaccines or anything in it, and extract out all of the nutrients out of the bone, and then you can heal. I mean, like stem cell what it would be, stem cell therapy is like healing people's ailments like big time.
Oh yeah, it's fixing knees and shit, and like I'm a huge proponent of that. What I'm very curious to know right now is bone broth is a cooked product, right?
Yes.
You would cook it. Yeah.
Do the stem cells, are they still?
You have to do it at a simmer. You don't want like a really steady boil. I think there's a fine, like there's some point where they start cooking off.
Yeah, that's what my question was.
I don't think it's right away. It takes a while to extract out. So I made our huge canning pot worth. I put our turkey carcasses and stuff inside there, and I like low cooked it for 12 hours.
Dude, the pain that I have been experiencing over the last year, tension headaches, all of these other things, a lot of it stimulating through like arthritis in my neck, has pretty much completely gone away in the last 2 months after like this diet of like soup. Like I've been eating soup since like September, probably. And started like really, Becca's been like basically cooking every little chicken that we'd get. We'd get a roasted chicken, they're already cooked. You're already hungry. It's kind of like fast food in that sense. You get yourself some fast food. It's already a pre-cooked chicken ready to go. You eat that, and then you eat that, holistically grown bird, I should say, nicely, and take that carcass, and with the vegetable scraps from the week, carrot tops, onion tops, some parsley that you might be throwing away because it's wilty or whatever, some random herbs you got in your garden, like a little bit of dirt won't hurt, you know what I mean? Put some of that in there, some good microbes. But we will add mushrooms, of course. This time of year it's great because you're getting vitamin D with all the mushrooms. Tara, what you got?
That's not true.
I think it's the chem cookies. I can't see the dogs attacking me.
It's the chem cookies. We took it out of the the big jar and we put it into the little jar so we could conserve it and be
Smart.
good. I was gonna say 2 minutes till hash time. Get your hashes ready, and it'll help your ailments with any of your ailments. All do some hash.
Yeah, agreed.
I've honestly loved cooking soups. Like I'm having so much fun and learning
your soup.
All about new vegetables. Like I just had leeks for the first time. Like
I had leeks for the first time at your house, so
I keep using them because I'm obsessed with them now, and I love the flavor. It's just fun. And then I made broth, and I've made vegetable stock, and I've done it all. And I with the turkeys, I froze like how much do you say that is? Couple
gallons.
Couple gallons of bone broth in the freezer, and it's so heavy. Oh my gosh!
From a carcass that was leftover scraps that was going to be garbage on Thanksgiving. So that was a waste stream that otherwise would have. I can't imagine how many pounds of wasted carcasses are in the landfill today. But ours went into soup, and I was sipping on some just before the show. And I'll add post cooking, after it's been cooked, I'll add some mushroom powders, basically so that stuff doesn't get cooked, doesn't get heated too hot and cooked off. Turmeric.
That's a whole different flavor too, man. That it transforms it to like this earthy, deep brown.
It'll definitely change the color for sure.
I
Yeah.
love it's so rich.
The agaricot.
Yeah, it's hard to describe, but it's so good.
It does richen it up. It doesn't really thicken it up, but it does richen it up. And we'll cook with, shiitake or something like that, but then we'll add the bioavailable powders after. And I don't know, not so much for reparative health, trying to fix, but more for preventative health, like trying to prevent any future problems. I do feel hella better just in, eating a more holistically. I don't know. We were eating really well all summer, and for some reason I still have had some issues, and I changed out my protein sources, changed out my carbohydrate sources, really limited the sugar thing, talking about the sugar thing, and the inflammation I've had a headache. It would have been over a year now that it's December, but it finally faded and subsided in October. In like mid-October, it started to fade and subside. Got some x-rays done, saw a neurologist and some shit, and tried getting this headache thing figured out. And around the same time I was getting it figured out, the same time I was changing up the diet, and fortunately the two kind of went hand in hand. And I'm happy where I'm at right now without having dude, it was fucking frustrating. So everybody who's in pain, I get it. It's annoying. It's it's distracting. You want to have energy and motivation. It can cripple that. I don't know if those techniques are going to help everybody, but it is worth an experiment. It's worth an experiment for a month to try to, if you have, whatever, if you can change up your grocery list a little bit, if you can figure out what you can substitute some processed items with more holistic items, figure out how to enjoy more vegetables and more soups or something that's a little more bioavailable. Your body processes things a lot easier, especially this time of year. This is that time of year. We don't get sunshine, and in Michigan we really don't get sunshine. If it is in Michigan, if we're going to speak to the population here, we're talking. I think we have like the next to Alaska, I think we get the most limited amount of sun in the nation, at least in the United States. So, and this past year, I don't even think we got it in the summertime because of the fires and everything. So we've had really no sunshine. So, we're depleted. So get your vitamin D, pep up. And then all of that is, in my opinion, going to help boost and create the effectivity of the cannabis. If you're using cannabis to heal or to medicate or to get high or any of that stuff, I think that balancing out the intake levels of all of these different chemicals that we put in our body certainly affects how the entourage effect of cannabis plays upon us. I think that a lot of the anxieties that we get, holy shit, this is a really frustrating sativa, I think that is also managed with, did you have a espresso a couple hours ago before you smoked that sativa? All kinds of chemical, whatever it was, red dye 40. There might be element. Did you eat meat that might have had antibiotics or vaccines or whatever shit in it? Is that affecting you? You know what I mean? Like, who knows? It may not. You know what I mean? And
no, I think that's a big thing that a lot of people don't think of. And in my caregiver days, I always would stress that with my patients, is like I always recommended them to take their doses with food. And so I recommend you to usually take them around meals times to make it easy. When you eat breakfast, when you have lunch, when you have dinner, there's your 3 doses. But I always cautioned them. I said, if you take that same dose that you're used to taking with a full belly and you take it on an empty belly, you're going to have a whole different experience. It's super hard. True that I've noticed it. Many people.
It's hard to be mindful in most people's daily life, you know, and the up and go, you know, you're always in a state of like hypersensitivity because you're like going to work, you're on the road, you're aware, you know, you're not really paying attention to your metabolic rate, you know, how food's making you feel or anything. You just know that you got frustrated because some asshole cut you off on the expressway. You know that you got tired later that night. You didn't have energy in the morning, or you woke up with a headache. You know, all these things that most of the time a simple anti-inflammatory over-the-counter medication will fix, you know, but sometimes that stuff just starts to stack, and it becomes irreversible or irreparable. And I do just think that there's times where it's and it's okay to like binge out on junk food, but when that becomes like your stable, that's where it can just really be negatively imbalanced. And then it really does. It might affect your mind through, you know, how you're consuming your, specifically in the case of this show, the cannabis, you know. And
Are you listening, Baked? As you eat chips and drink chocolate milk?
we've been snacking
love
on chocolate
chocolate.
almonds, you know.
Oh, rice checks. Okay.
No greater. It's low. I mean,
They're not too bad.
it's a chemical.
Yeah,
It's full of
chocolate milk,
antioxidants,
bro.
so it is good for you.
Look at that. He's got a hurricane glass for his chocolate milk.
Cedar Point, baby.
Yeah.
I should have my pinky
So
up.
fancy. Oh.
They were gonna throw
riding
these
beer
out. I
at
was telling
Cedar
Troy and Terry they're gonna
Point.
throw these out.
You
When we went there, we had like alcohol drinks in these.
get a
And
you get a
I
float.
said, you guys aren't gonna throw yours out. Give me them. I'll take them home. And I'll
He's
watch
like,
it.
give it to me, I'll just take it.
You got a float from Johnny Rockets. I
Chocolate
love
milk has
that.
always been my favorite, and I've been super picky about the right chocolate milk because
Yep.
Calder's Dairy. Oh, well, I
But
don't
it's
know.
If I could go get Calder's right now, Spartan, that would probably, right now that'd be delicious with some rice
I
check.
like strawberry milk too.
See, I'd like to be able to grow my own food and make these.
You know what's dope, dude? Those are gluten free. Those are gluten free, man.
So rice.
Yeah, I've always loved rice checks.
Yeah.
I like it. I've liked it too.
I
I
like
have
rice
seen
checks
some
too.
homemade cinnamon toast crunch, homemade.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah,
Ooh, that'd be dope.
make it.
You know what we did
I
with
like
our
cinnamon
rice
life.
check this week?
Ooh,
Based
I
on
like
this week,
What?
Cinnamon life. Oh yeah.
we took some semi-sweet chocolate, some peanut butter, and some powdered sugar, and we made puppy chow. And it
Puppy
was
chow.
We call them muddy buddies, but
Muddy
same
Buddies, puppy chow.
same
I-
thing.
shit.
I also really like when you take Chex
I
and
think
you
they have
make
the
them
recipe
marshmallow
on here.
and make like Chex crispy cakes.
Oh yeah.
Chex crispy cakes.
Yeah, like Rice Krispie
Ooh.
cakes, but Chex.
Rice crispy cakes.
Well, yeah, you know, right? What are they
You
called?
mean the mix?
Krispies.
It's just like Rice Krispies, but you don't
Oh,
use
Rice
Rice
Krispie
Krispies
treats.
cereal.
Rice Krispie
It's got
treats.
banned in Europe though for some reason.
Sorry,
so
I'm half boomer. I don't.
Rice Krispie waffles. Oh, that's an idea. Make them in the waffle iron. Holy
Probably banned in Europe because of the GMO.
Mm.
It's probably because of all the glyphosate that's in it. That's probably why it's banned in
Yeah,
Europe.
there's something. I mean,
false fights.
I just know they have stricter standards over there.
No.
They get our candy imported from here. They have to put a sticker over our label on the back where the food ingredients are, and it's a big label that tells you exactly the bad things. It'll be like red dive this,
Yep.
and it's like this has this.
Yeah, in the complete opposite over here, where the Mountain Dew says "Introducing Yellow
Well, that's
Dye."
what they put that. Yeah, they put that sticker over that. Basically, it's like yeah. But
It's on the bad list over there, and on the
I haven't eaten Skittles
in
since
bold on the
Europe
front of the
banned
can over here.
Skittles.
What the fuck, man?
I think California did now too, or is in the
I
process.
think
Of it.
California is banned on Skittles. Was it the red dye in that one that they were?
No, I thought it was
No,
something else.
something bad in that affects you long term or
think-
something.
All the food dyes got something going. And
Well, yeah,
Yeah, it wasn't
a
a dye though. It was something. It was.
yeah, no.
I don't know if it was a
Ferrari was
preservative.
right.
I still think it. You know, call it what you want. I still want to get back to the Chex Mix though. So I don't want to get real.
Yeah,
He's not willing to give up on Chex Mix.
This
yet.
isn't where the topic's going to go. This is just what I think. Okay, I'm not going to call this a conspiracy. It's not what it is. This is just a thought that I have. But we all know that MK Ultra, right? That was a real deal, and they had like 30 some operatives, and who knows how many sub operatives.
The strain. You're talking about the strain.
Oh no!
Whoa.
the actual conspiracy, the MK Ultra CIA operative that
Oh, where they
Operation,
gave people
yeah.
they
acid.
gave people LSD
Without their knowledge.
Without their knowledge, yeah.
That
That would
I'm
suck.
not going to get into. I'm not
Yeah,
going to all the operatives. I'm not. What they were doing? They were doing chemical testing. They were doing chemical testing for the effects of a mind-altering substance.
Trying to be a truth
That
serum.
was just one. You know how many mind-altering substances there are? There's
A lot.
hundreds of them, if not thousands of them, right? So this is just the one operative that came out on MK Ultra, that LSD specifically MK Ultra, right? And that came out because, well, LSD was quite popular. Let's just say that. Okay, it has quite the history, and it has quite the revolutions surrounding its specific cultural significance in the area. And we're talking from the 40s. In the 1940s, it was used. In the 1950s, it
Wormwood.
was prized, but it was used by professionals in the 1940s, and it had some serious potential, right? Well, my thought is, what other chemicals had potential that they found? Now, Alexander Shulgin in the 70s started discovering hundreds of psychoactive compounds. We have 2CB. He actually brought back and repopularized MDMA, think Molly, all these other psychoactive chemicals that currently exist, right? My thoughts are, which one of these went through similar operatives that like MK Ultra, right? Which one of these ones, and then ended up as ingredients in our food supply that we can't quite pronounce, such as what?
The water
The
supply.
guy that made LSD produced like the most amount of LSD in the world, though.
Albert Hoffman.
Unless he was
Albert Hoffman
producing it
invented
for the
LSD.
government.
The guy that produced some of the most LSD in the world, he was probably alive, is either William, what's his name? He was just at the in Theofest a couple years ago. William something. I can't think of that guy's name. Packard. William Packard. Packard might be. He got caught with some fuck tons of LSD in a bunker. There was also the Tim Sarns. What was it?
Yeah,
something.
there's somebody who's like responsible for like.
But then Stanley Oswald,
shit ton of them.
Stanley Bear Osley, Bear Stanley. Good God.
Well, Red, you gotta watch. You got Netflix, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're talking about the orange.
Did you watch
Sunshine?
Wormwood?
No, haven't seen Wormwood.
Okay, go watch. I mean, you'll like it. It's MK Ultra miniseries. You know how
That's,
they do like kind of dramatic, but they're based off.
Absinthe comes from Wormwood. I could see where they'd get the.
Yeah. I don't know where the connection is, or if that's. Yeah,
well, absinthe is a psychoactive, so I'm guessing it's just some sort of ergot. So LSD is naturally derived from, or it's isolated, similar that we isolate THC and stuff like that, and then it's I'm not going to discuss. I don't know the manufacturing processes, but I know that it's a mold from ergot, right? It's whatever it is. It's isolated. Ergotamine comes from mold, and then from there they can do whatever they do to get it to be LSD. I'm not a chemist, so I have no idea. But it comes from mold, just like
shit.
other things. Yeah, so it's more of a natural compound than anything else. But it's been thought to be responsible for the witch trials, the sale. Everybody going crazy and having a moldy rye year. Yeah, and it's happened throughout history many times. Potentially the elucid.
Isn't that crazy? That they think the Salem trials was just everyone fucking tripping for a while.
Tripping balls.
Wouldn't that just like
year? It's happened a few times, and I mean, there's periods of its use. Ergotamine being found in wine barrels or in flasks and things like that. In like the Roman elucid mystery times, which was like basically when people like Socrates and Plato and all of those Greek philosophers would travel to Egypt, and the Romans, they would all travel to Egypt, and they would go fucking do LSD in the caves or in the pyramids, and they would get their knowledge that way, and it's a real wild time, and back then, because all of those substances were used ceremonially, and then you get to the oppression of them, and then this, that, and the other. But aside from all that, back to the food supply, what bits of that had been introduced, what bits of that this is my conspiracy side of the thing, might have been used as part of like what is all of these chemicals that are they just preservatives? Are some of them mandated for maybe reasons to the unknown, and the skeptics say, oh no, nobody's ever going to do that. And they may not, but
the problem with that, Red, the problem with
a lot of people with LSD
that
you normally would say, why would they ever do that? Well, they did. And they also gave a lot of people syphilis too. And who knows what the fuck else that they've done. You know what I mean? So can you trust them? I don't think so. Says over here, but anyway, the box of checks, dude, the gluten, that's a wild one too.
That all came from the checks?
Yeah. Well, no, that's
I gotta check this box out closer. Hang on.
Rice checks are gluten free. Gluten free is a popular thing nowadays, and since they're just kind of on this little diatribe
gluten free
of good health and wellness, people are like, "Oh, people have been eating bread for thousands of years, man. What we've been eating gluten, we've been eating wheat. Why is gluten bad for people now? Why now? Why should we not eat it now? Why do we got to change it?
Glyphosate, man.
Not so much. So yes to the glyphosate as far as grains as a whole would go. But that's corn. You know what I mean? That's
folic acid.
That would be in our and that too. But so there's this I got from a wonderful interview that I watched with Joel Salatin. And Joel Salatin discussed how grain, specifically wheat, was harvested in the, let's say, pre-1900s.
With a scythe.
With a scythe,
with
pre-reaper days, pre-mechanical processing, pre-monocropping, definitely large.
What do you mean they didn't monocrop back then?
Well, permaculture was the only way. Permaculture was the only way to grow anything. You
not 500 acres of the same.
You would not grow 500 acres.
Well, they do what they could monocrop.
And
well, I don't know if we call that a monocrop.
I'm just wondering. Are you saying that back then they switched
I think we're all on the same page here.
Yeah.
You'd run into balance issues if you're monocropping at scale. You know what I mean?
I wonder if
you know what I mean.
Always.
But agriculture throughout history has always been diversity, growing many crops, not just a single crop, because you fed the community around you. You didn't ship overseas. You know what I mean? That's the thing of modern days. So we're going to the days where we would ferment the grain in the fields. We would scythe the grain. That's right, Vic. We'd use the scythe. We'd hand cut it, and we'd stack it. We'd stack because we didn't have a place. We didn't have a warehouse. A 500,000 square foot warehouse or a silo for that. A silo specifically to.
Could you imagine fighting somebody with a scythe, Brad?
I could imagine that. That would
in a world where really it's just swords and shields and stuff, and then here comes somebody and they know how to wield a scythe, and you're just like, what do I do?
These dang farmers taking out my.
Yeah, this farmer is practicing.
I would have my scythe. I would have my scythe, but on my waist I would have my sickle. And you don't want to catch.
Well, yeah, sickles. I created a Pathfinder character that's a sneaky rogue, and they use a sickle.
With the sickle.
A double sickle.
Yeah, the scythe. You get the scythe on the ankle and the sickle.
Or you can hold them upside down, and you can fucking uphook somebody's back.
Like yeah. Well, that's
terrible.
He's the Iceman.
Oh, this is getting pretty violent.
Iceman.
Getting real.
This is Pathfinder thing, man. Dan.
Scaring me over here.
So the grain.
This motherfucker plays Diablo. Get out of here.
The way the grain is harvested and stored is a act of modern agriculture for the sake of conversation. So because in modern agriculture we harvest it and we very quickly dry it. And we have to do this specifically because the USDA permits that we do this to avoid contamination. Fungus contamination, as we know that when grain gets contaminated, you have the Salem witch trials. Now, to avoid the Salem witch trials, to avoid all of us beheading each other, we have to use silos and dry our grain quickly. And really, it's just modern agriculture, able to quickly dry. So the price of grain jumps. It goes down from whatever it was, $6 a bale down to $6 a bale, and like grain in the time of the Revolutionary in the early 1700s was roughly about the same price as corn. Corn and grain were kind of mimicked, but today grain is so cheap, dude. Grain is literally in all of our food, all of our chips, all of our. You go on the cracker aisle, it's in
So is corn.
thing, and corn too, but corn at a higher price point.
Corn's in your gas tank.
This
Corn's
has
your
whole
gas
grain rice.
Corn's everywhere, man.
Right. So anyways, not to
Let me check my pretzels.
So the grain today, or the grain pre-industrialization, they would get scythed in the field, and it would get stacked out in the field, and it would dry in the field, right? They would dry it out in the field, and during that drying period, it might get rained on, but it also would go, and nighttime would come, and it would get dewed on. The dew would set, and it would get wet every night and dry and wet and dry, and it would ferment. So grain was actually fermented before it was consumed by humans and other animals and everything like that. So just in the drying process, it would get fermented, and then they would make sourdough, and they would
sourdough would be
right.
Good
That was
now.
the most common way of making bread.
I was gonna ask what the evidence was of that.
I really gotta get started on my sourdough.
Because what happens is gluten actually dissipates when it's fermented. So gluten is no longer active once it's fermented. So because the grain, the way that the grain was stored would have meant.
So was everybody drunk but gluten free back then?
No, not necessarily fermented like that.
Oh, okay.
Cook it.
Not fermented to that level.
Yeah, you would.
I was thinking that. I was like fermented grain.
Kill off most of the bacteria, but like the sourdough would probably grow. But in theory, you would have far less, if not no gluten. So the reason that gluten is an issue today more stems from the fact that it's not something that we were really exposed to, just based off of how we manage crop handling.
How many acres of grain do you need?
100 years. What is that?
How many acres of grain per person would one require, you think?
None. You can eat so many better things than grain. Eat squash.
Yeah, but if you do it right, grain's fine. Like if we go with our current diet, let it dry in the sun.
Get an olive tree.
Grain stores pretty well.
I'd be curious.
I'm just wondering, how much does it take? A half acre, and that's a lot of grain.
It depends how much grain you eat.
There's a lot of grain.
Well, take the average person. I mean, I'm sure we can Google this.
Let's say you eat a piece of bread every day.
That's not enough bread to sustain your life.
Hold on. That is. Look, we could just Google this and how much grain per. There's got to be a quick.
That's what I'm saying. There's got to be like
break
a ratio.
it down by slice of bread.
Yeah, like there's got to be a farming book. It's like, hey, you want to go farm on your own? You're gonna eat this much for this, this much for this, this much for this, or close to it.
I don't have that answer for you. I didn't.
I got for early on.
You didn't go to Michigan State Ag School.
I applied to Michigan State University and was accepted. I could not afford to go.
I don't believe in schools.
But the long format conversation form is basically all I'm getting at is I think that gluten in the diet does affect our health. And I don't think it's something that we have consumed, because I'll tell you what, eliminating that from my diet made major significant changes to the way I feel. And I know that it does with a lot of other people too. I don't think it's just something that's just marked. Now, have corporations taken it and used it for marketing advantage off of things? You should already know that a product is gluten-free. You shouldn't have to advertise gluten-free on a bottle of water. You know what I mean? But I could definitely see a company doing it, being like, "Ooh, gluten-free."
Well, they randomly put flour in random things.
Here we go.
And so at Thanksgiving, I was asking,
Jesus Christ, 120 acres?
That's for a family. That's for a family.
Yeah, but what's a family? 4 people? That's fucking 30 acres a person.
Oh, yeah, dude.
That's a damn.
No, not our household.
I was gonna say that doesn't seem efficient.
This was the Anglo-Saxons in the 7th century. We got
and they had 13 children.
Well, yeah, they did. They
Well,
did
that's
do
a
that,
lot of
and they
labor
had
working for you too,
slaves.
though.
They had slaves.
Weird answer.
I don't
But-
think they were monocropping like that scale back then, though.
No, they probably had a barter
Right.
system.
Hold on,
maybe.
look,
That's
hold
literally
on,
the
hold on.
only
Don't
answer.
move. An Olympic pool size plot of land is about 1,200 square meters, perhaps the best way. Is that what she's saying? You need Olympic school size?
We're gonna
So
come
to
back to this.
Superior
I'm gonna
Buds, you
dig
put
in.
it into Chat GPT and the
Most
answer
grains are just grass. You know, so you
zero
think about
point
it,
one three four acres. Not even.
Yeah, right, dog.
Yeah, I
Get
feel
that
like,
shit off the
3, 4.
screen.
Yeah,
I
I
feel
can
like
see
that.
if
that.
you had
GPT
AI to
I
plan
can
and
see
do
that with
everything,
something.
Yeah, yeah. If they're in there with their laser bots,
Yeah, so
harvesting
say
and
it's
killing
got one
weeds
arm
and,
that can go
yeah.
here.
Yeah, okay, Chat GPT, get up.
Yeah, get out of here, you robot. You damn right. This is what I've been talking
We're
about.
not
the whole
ready
time.
yet. We're not ready. I want more than
Goddamn
0.134
computers.
acres.
I would say you throw some wheat plants in and around the ground cover around your fruit bearing trees. I would say throw some, you know, if
Or
wheat
how
is
about how about just if you want to have a grain, just get something better. You know, if you don't want wheat, you could
I
get
mean, I'm saying
What if you
specifically
want? What if
get
you
some
want?
amaranth. It's
I would say-
You
beautiful.
want some
red.
sourdough bread?
Well-
You want some bagels and some Chex? Well, you need rice. You need rice for Chex.
well, rice, you could grow rice.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying that's not.
And
grain.
rice would then be
Well, that's
gluten free,
grain.
right? And
Yep.
here's the thing: is wheat is really the
Well, if you grow rice, you need wet land, don't you?
Grain.
wheat's really the only grain that
Like a
contains
patty,
gluten,
they call them.
you know. And the
I
big
don't know if you have to grow it that way.
Oh, really?
Hold on. Okay.
I'll
According
Google
to
that.
FAO.org, the
Yeah.
highest caloric density food is sweet potatoes, which provide
Oh.
I know they're so good.
70,000
There we go.
kcal slash
KCAL, yeah.
HA/day. So this involves fairly intensive farming, so we'll need a blah blah blah.
Divining
That-
tuber.
This
Yeah.
is achievable with fairly primitive technology. This corresponds to 4,700,000 kcal/kilometers squared per day, which can feed 2,350 people on a 2,000. Okay, I need to.
I don't like the calorie diet thing though.
Right.
We shouldn't be
100%,
counting
dude.
calories. We should be counting minerals and omegas and fatty oils and acids and
Or just micronutrients.
right.
Like,
That's
in general.
phytonutrition.
Bless you, Spartan.
Bless you, sir.
Thank you. Sorry.
Like
6,000
Yeah,
tons of
Gesundheit.
what?
There you go.
6,000 tons of what, sir?
orchard,
Probably.
Orchard, probably apples.
orchards total
Yeah, that's a shit ton, dude. You could like start a war with that many apples. Just launching them.
It's a lot of cider.
We didn't know what was happening. All of a sudden, pop, 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 pop. It was fucking mortars of apples.
Apples and pears.
They're saying in chat that the
Yeah.
production of increasing carbohydrates in grains probably also increase gluten ratios. I could see that being a thing as well. I could see there being many variables involved with that to
Variables.
shout
Oh,
out.
what?
Nice
What?
segue.
There's so much variables. Here's the variables of the source I was talking about earlier: conventional farming versus hydroponics versus aeroponics, which is applicable here. The highlight here is 2,000 versus 13,000 versus almost 50,000 people, apparently. Now, go ahead and freeze frame it, pause it, read this, and you tell me what you think, because I have no freaking clue.
What, the bottom?
I mean, they're still only basing it on the fact that people are living off of calories.
Sweet potatoes, just sweet potatoes, dude. It is
Yeah,
the
straight
highest
to it.
caloric density food. So
There's
we're just
they
gonna grow
convert
sweet
a whole
potatoes.
state into
Well, that's what I was
sweet
saying, and then
potatoes.
look into squash as well, because
Sorry.
I mean, you probably need significantly more acreage, but we're talking you can make a pumpkin be 500 pounds. Oh, I'm sorry, 2,500.
Right.
You know what I mean? You don't need that much space for that. And a 2,500 pound pumpkin is going to feed a fuck ton of people, dude. You know
Can
what I
you
mean?
imagine how many chickens you could feed with that, dude?
Yeah,
Dude.
but what happens when that
Think about
many people go, I'm sick
And
of
all
tired of
those
eating
seeds.
pumpkin.
All those
You don't
I'm
have a
so
choice.
sick of pumpkins.
Dude, you don't have a
All
choice.
we have is fucking
You're not allowed to grow
pumpkin.
your own
Dude,
food.
it's
You're
winter
not allowed
time.
to
You
purchase
just
your
need
own
to eat
food.
soup
This is your diet.
anyway. Yeah. Get a salt lick. dude, when you need a little
I
salt,
want a salt lick.
We're all deer
eat
now.
some fucking mashed potatoes and fucking.
I don't even want to live in your guys' world.
Hey,
know.
it's all about
Man,
efficiency, Dig Man Dan.
Same thing, man.
man. Yeah,
Like, where the fuck is
man.
Wario
Just
when
want
you
my
need
coffee,
one?
my donuts, and leave me the fuck alone.
No, you can't have donuts.
Oh,
You
just
gotta have a
kidding,
good
dude.
glazed.
You can have millet donuts.
Oh,
man.
goodness.
We can
What's
make-
the
we can make
what
donuts out
the
of
millet? The millet
and
already sounds gross, but can it be glazed?
It can be.
I
Yeah,
don't wanna-
we're not against all sugar.
I don't want to sound like a dick, but I don't have, to my knowledge, any diseases, and I love fucking donuts and bread
Yeah.
and
I
all of
love-
those
yeah.
things. And
It's about moderation.
working
Exactly.
Oh, it really
I
is.
learned that from Becca. She always just said, "Just moderation," and then she
It is
pull out a
about-
Reese's.
It's about
And
moderation.
so
and it's,
I got a Hershey.
But I agree.
upstairs.
Stay away from that highly processed fucking bullshit. Stay away
Whole
from that
Foods.
fast food, man.
Yeah, not the
I
brand,
think
but
that-
the actual
All
whole
that
food.
shit.
I think
Yeah.
it's crazy how many people go out. Like
Can't believe how they can afford that.
Like,
that is
that's what I'm. Well, they
get to
can.
eat
That's why I
every
think
meal out.
it's
Oh.
like, dude,
What-
that's
It's
gotta be
expensive
so
to eat
expensive.
healthy. It fucking is.
Well, yeah,
I
that
don't
too.
go out that often.
Unless you grow your own.
When I go
Crap
out,
food is cheap. For
there's
a
always
reason.
something that's usually missing or wrong when I go out. And you know, and I can't imagine people going through
Bro,
that
I can't
every
stand that.
single fucking day. You know what I mean? Like, wouldn't you just
I
eventually?
don't get anything missing when I get a pizza, man. I always get my pizza.
I love pizza too.
I guess that's easy.
but
It's very difficult to mess up.
moderation.
I never
Dude,
fail with pizza.
I'm becoming such an old man that I've walked into a few fast food restaurants this year, and it's just kiosk ordering now. Guys, I'm not prepared. I like to talk to humans. I don't want to just
Oh, yeah,
slap a big
I
ass
would walk
screen and
right
try
out
to
the
figure out
fucking
what the
door.
hell.
I would
Hi,
go
welcome Walmart. Can I help you? That's what you want to deal with? Okay.
freeze up for 5 minutes
Oh, that's what you want? Hang on.
and spin around.
Dude, if you go through the drive-through, is it not? I mean, it's. I actually get to look them in the face though, instead of.
Or I can just put in my order in the machine. Pay.
Yeah, it's so
and-
slow,
and then
dude.
grab it.
Maybe I'm
Thanks.
the slow one. Maybe
You're
that's
the
what it is.
slow one. Thank you. We
Oh, wait,
came
dude. I
around.
would hit the
to
wrong thing and go fuck.
Hold on, where? How do I get
They,
rid of
they
the
make it
tomatoes?
foolproof. They make it
Where's the
foolproof.
button
There's
for the
cancel buttons.
tomatoes?
There's delete buttons, plus minuses.
I want to
so
add
many.
bacon.
Oh.
How do I add bacon?
And I
It's probably right there on the add little sides or something.
I'll take care of it.
My hands are too
What?
big for this
I
thing.
think
Yeah,
I think
man,
they
it's
should have
just-
both. I think they should have both. Like I've been to the ones that
100%.
have both.
100%.
Don't you
Most
get
of them have
grossed
one.
out?
I haven't.
from
I've
having
yet to be
touch
the one that
skin
don't
of the
have
dude that
people.
was in front of
I
you,
do.
though?
Last week I went.
Fucking
Okay,
asshole.
so last week I went to one, and I've seen the McDonald's on the expressways and stuff with the kiosks, but there's still a cash register where you can go and talk
Yeah.
to someone, right?
Yeah, that's what
I did this.
saying.
I'm like, okay, like I haven't been here in a while. I don't know what the heck I'm ordering. The thing I used to order 10 years ago isn't on here anymore. So
Yeah.
I walk up to the register, kind of standing there.
Where's the Shamrock Shake?
And no, not even that place. But he's
Sir,
like,
it's not
oh,
St. Patty's.
he's like, oh, do you need help working the kiosk? I'm like, well, honestly, I was kind of just hoping to order. You know what I mean? And
yeah.
he's like, well, let me help you. And I'm like, can't you just take my order, man? He's like, well, I can do it for you. And I'm like, bro, like,
No, dude,
there's
go to
we
the-
have to do it on the kiosk. We can't do it at the register. We have to do it
this
on
is
the
where we
kiosk.
Here's the thing, though, guys. Like,
If I
What
worked
are we
there,
doing?
bro,
When
if
I
I
lived
worked
in-
there, I would have walked across and I'd be like, it's okay. You don't have to be scared. I would have grabbed your hand and I would have walked you over there. Like, all right, let me show you how to do this.
How do I get
Yeah,
rid of
I'm-
the
I'm
tomatoes?
with Spart- I'm
There's
with Spart.
tomatoes. I don't want tomatoes.
that movie.
then you click no tomatoes, right?
Did you
there.
ever see that movie?
But it
with
takes
Jonah
so
Hill?
much longer than just saying I don't
It doesn't.
want tomatoes.
It doesn't. And you get exactly
it
what
actually
you want
does.
on the
'Cause
receipt.
They do
So
this
there's
10,000
no
times a
denying.
day.
Hey,
I
why
do
the
this
fuck isn't my
once every
French
10
fries
years.
crispy?
Dude,
Yeah,
there's a movie-
Well, I've been done with them because they can't cook French fries anyway.
There's a movie where this lady owns a
Made to order
storefront.
extra
It's
hot.
an eBay store, right? But she has a storefront, so you can come in and look at the stuff that you want to buy, but you have to order it off of eBay. And so this
That's
dude
like
comes in
that.
and he wants to buy these shoes, and she's like, "Well, you
What?
got to go on the website to order them." He's like, "But I just want to buy the shoes. I just want to pay you for the shoes." But but it's an eBay store, so you have to go on the website and go order them. It's like it's fucking hilarious. Dude.
I would have been like, you know what? Fuck this. Yeah, that I would have walked away from. Fuck that nonsense.
Yeah. I experienced that this weekend with a different industry I'm not going to get into. And it's just like, what happened to Cash is King? This is the most liquid thing there is.
Because it's not king. You guys got to stop saying that. Unfortunately,
Cash is king, Bake. Shut your mouth. Cash is king.
It is in your head.
Baked.
And it should be.
Blasphemous.
But unfortunately, money is now all digital, and it's all owned by the government.
No, it is not.
It's not.
Yeah, it's not backed. It's not backed by anything. It's all just numbers.
That they will not let that happen.
And if you let them control it, they will.
Cash
control
isn't
it.
king. I can tell you by first-hand experience. Cash is not a king anymore. You can't just wave it
maybe
around.
not at the fast food places where you have to order from a kiosk and you can't talk to a human anymore. But you know,
the guy
that's neither here nor there.
The guy that's frustrated
Casinos
with
are
the
still
kiosk.
accepting cash. It's king.
What about like strip clubs? What if they have to swipe your credit card?
Yeah, that'd be
Yeah,
tough.
how's that gonna work? Yeah,
They're gonna have a cool little belt right here, and you're just gonna swipe it right there. It's gonna be
just like the Kroger
Like,
checkout gun.
They got a cube on their garter.
Yeah, cube on their garter.
They charge you just for swiping.
You'll think they're coming on to you, but they just want you to pay them.
Dude,
I mean, hold on, guys, hold on. I'm gonna make you all sound like you're the boomers because why would you not just have your Venmo or Cash App QR code tattooed somewhere
right on your booty?
Because that's what an idiot would do because it could change at any time. Are you kidding?
Venmo tattoo.
Yeah, get kicked off Venmo.
Temporary tattoos.
Well, there's my Cash App
for
over
girly
here.
temporary
It's
tattoos.
a Hannah tattoo.
You
man.
know there's for girly
Here's my
temporary
Google
tattoos.
Pay. Don't forget.
It was a voluntary.
You go to your doctor to go pay your doctor bill. Oh, it's on my ass cheek right here. Just scan that.
You just bend over.
You know,
they don't require that one day. I'm not looking forward to my first tattoo being a fucking scan code.
Oh, guys, we're officially in the late sesh. Welcome.
Yeah, we've been there for a little bit.
Here's my thing for girly. I want to bring it back to McDonald's.
Bring it back to the big.
This is all started with
10 years ago, I went to a McDonald's that was almost fully robot operated, where like you order from a kiosk, drive through and inside, and there's like this track system that takes the food. So like you never interact with a human.
Yeah, that was a futuristic concept at the time.
Would that make it even worse for you? The fact that you couldn't even get that guy to hold your hand over to the kiosk?
Bro, yes. Like when I talk to customer service, I just want to talk to real person. I'm the guy that goes inside the bank.
Yes. I do too.
Yeah.
Yes. I do too.
Who goes to a bank? Why are you giving money to a bank?
Just inside the fucking bank.
It's helpful to have a relationship with your banker.
I
can't believe that's such a boomer thing to say, but like it's helpful to have a relationship with your banker, guys.
You know what I also do?
If they're not supplying lollipops, I'm out.
Who also pays the bills?
You know.
I pay my bills. I don't want the digital shit automatic.
Those are the people that are charging me to borrow money from them. I'm not going to give them any. They're not my buddy. They're not my friend. They're taking money from me.
Dude, at this rate of inflation, though, if you're just sitting on it, you're actually losing money. So, I mean, it depends on what you're doing with it. I get it.
Invest
invest it. Invest it.
Do something like that. Speaking of Ethereum, come on, baby. Come on, baby. I heard some news on that, so we'll see.
What's the news? It's the
within a year. Within a year.
Oh,
28K.
Ooh.
28K within a year.
Oh, who's saying this? Jim Cramer?
How many you got?
All random TikTok.
How many you got, Baked?
You got me hyped. I think we have like 4 or 5.
All right.
We mined them all. We mined them with our hard pickaxe.
You're in Minecraft mining
it was
Ethereum
tough,
from the depths of the lava pits. I don't play the game.
That was a good game in the beginning. I played beta OG. Now it's different.
I had someone ask me today what Sigma meant in comparison to Alpha and Beta. Bake, do you know
I
what
don't know.
sigma
I've
means?
never heard of. I've heard alpha and beta, but I've never heard of sigma version.
Can anybody define that for me?
That might be really early or something.
There would be a third option. It would be
I'm
sigma.
gonna Google it so that we know.
It'd probably
so
be in
kids
between. I
don't
would
make fun
imagine,
of us.
because alpha and beta are kind of opposites, right?
I
So
thought it was alpha and omega were like the actual ends of the spectrum, right?
Where does
I'm
the
saying in
beta come into this? And delta.
I guess what we're talking about.
What about gamma rays? I mean,
We're talking about rays.
I don't think there is a sigma.
Are we talking visible light or non-visible
When it
light?
comes to video game.
Because we could pull X-rays into this too.
I learned some things about X-rays recently. There was no like. They used to do so X-ray techs back in the day used to do daily scans on their hands to calibrate X-rays. And there's pictures floating around from the late 1800s of these hands, and it's not good, guys. It's not.
I bet not.
It's not good. They didn't understand it, and actually, but hold on. The also the guy I can't pronounce his name. It looks very German. I don't know what it is, but he didn't patent the X-ray because he thought it would be helpful to just release the technology into the medical and the world, the medical field in the world to hopefully benefit the human race. That's what I read. Who knows if that's true? Someone fact check me on that. But
What happened?
X-rays weren't patented.
X-rays. We'll see.
I can't pronounce it, dude. There's an umlaut in there.
We talking
All
about
I know
name?
is that I
Rotgen.
Rotgen
Rotgen had deliberately not patented his discovery, convinced that his inventions and discoveries belong to the world at large.
There you go.
They're
I
free to
didn't even
create
get a
X-rays using
I didn't even get a
cathode
lead
rays.
apron the last time I got an X-ray. Wait, did I get a lead apron? No, I didn't get a lead apron.
I don't think they use cathode ray tubes anymore.
They just fucking put the thing on me and took it. She went and stood behind her fucking super
Big ass shield, yeah.
shield.
Big wall.
It's like, okay, I'm in a big room and you're
Wilhelm Conrad Röntgen.
It's like running into the fucking Wizard of Oz. He's behind his iron curtain. Oh, no, 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 no. All right, one more time. Turn. We're gonna hit you with this beam. You're
Wait,
fine.
what kind of X-rays? Like chest X-rays, just
I want to
clearing
look
it
at
out, or
This is
X-rays.
neck X-rays, so right up nice and close to the old cranium.
oh yeah,
Yep.
Get yourself an MRI. You need
You
a
guys want to see the first
Tight.
some of
Full
the first
body, full body.
X-rays?
claustrophobic experience.
dude,
I put-
I've fallen asleep in MRIs twice in my life.
They put their hand under it with a ring.
What is that with a ring?
This is like one of the first in 1896. One of the first.
Yeah, for calibrating them.
So they were putting their. See how he has his hand here, and they were just fucking
at that
like,
little
yeah,
mask
just keep
he's
it
wearing."
steady, buddy. Keep it safe.
So when did they
Oh yeah,
realize they
look
had
at
to
your
stand
bones, dude.
So that was 1896. The ones he's showing up at the top.
Yeah.
Show the actual hand, not the like the photograph of the
After
X-ray.
Effects.
Show the hand itself.
The flesh.
After.
Yes, like you can just
Oh.
click hand above the third
here?
picture. There you go. Yeah, it should.
Existential horror created.
That's
by
a
the first
drawing.
X-ray, yeah. But you can kind of see.
No, yeah. There's actual
I was hoping
images.
it would do a related right here.
Type in like 1906 or something like that. Maybe it'll. No, yeah. You got it, Jamie.
Skin.
Hand. Yeah, oh man, really?
I thought that would do it. Yeah.
Yeah. Throw in hand in there. There you go. There you go.
Yeah, dude. It looks like they chopped him off too. Oh no.
Might-
No, I think that's
That's
just a
cuff,
sleeve,
that's
but
cuff,
maybe
yeah.
you never know.
I got there.
Science, yeah.
Yeah,
I'll
I mean,
have to
yeah.
find out.
Dude,
Yeah,
that
Fire,
sucks. Yeah, it looks like they had to get rid of some fingers on this guy because it probably rotted. Damn, yeah, that's
Rough
why
stuff, dudes.
that's why I remember seeing some sort of show or something. I was just like that's cool and all. You guys are discovering that, but you have no clue what you're doing, and
Yeah.
I was just like, oh man, you
Where
just
does
blasted
gamma
that
sit?
kid's stomach with it.
Where does gamma sit on
Yeah.
the spectrum compared to X-ray? How far away from X-ray is gamma ray? Because isn't that what like nuclear fallout is? Isn't that gamma radiation?
I'm not sure.
X-rays are emitted from processes outside the nucleus, but gamma rays originate inside the nucleus. That's the first thing that
Well,
came up.
so
let
do
me get
gamma
to it.
versus
So
nuclear.
gamma's probably
Faster.
faster. It might do that whole hand thing faster, bubbling from within.
Gamma ray is electromagnetic radiation of high frequency and therefore high energy.
I remember that one time that blew my mind that said that pilots, people that fly like commercial jets for a living, in a year they're exposed to about 75 chest x-ray worth of radiation just from being
Being
up
at
in
that
the
altitude.
sky. Yeah.
Oh yeah, with the like people who go to space,
Is that
they'll
because of the
eventually
sun?
get grounded. Like they
Oh.
get tested when they get back, and
Yeah.
after too many missions, like to the ISS, International Space Station, they'll just ground them because they'll be like, "Yeah, you're radiated because the sun, there's no atmosphere, and so if they have to do a lot of spacewalks and stuff, yeah, they got the suit on, but that's just a suit. That's nothing to
So
radiation."
what about the pilots? Is it because of the sun, or is it because of the amount of like radio waves and shit
Oh,
like
let me get
being
Broly's thing.
being thrown around?
It's because they're so much higher up, closer to the sun.
Sun, so it's sun waves.
Yeah.
I was actually thinking about that. You know, when it's really dark and gloomy, like it is now. You know, every time I've ever been on a plane ride, you know, once you get above the clouds, it's fucking sunny. You know what I mean? It's always sunny up there. So all you got to do when it's fucking dark and gloomy is get really high, get
We all
above
need balloons.
clouds and up into the blue skies, and it's nice and sunny.
So shout out Weezin the Juice. He told Chad to pull up the wave chart. So that's what I did. I Googled this, and there
Oh,
you go.
yep.
There's gamma ray next to
X-rays
X-ray.
and
So
then
it's even
gamma.
further. Shorter wavelength, I would assume, means probably
it's
can
close.
penetrate.
Have you guys
I know
ever
there's
seen?
ionized versus non-ionized rays or wavelengths, maybe. And so, like, there's a certain type of ray that can actually move, like, ions within atom. How I don't know. It's above my head, but like, I think the shorter you get, the more likely you are to cause like biological damage. I
Well,
think that's the basic
Yeah,
understanding.
so
Yeah, the
microwave,
X-ray. Well, the X-ray will go through you. I don't think the ultraviolet will.
microwave and radio wave are much longer waves, so they would be larger in proportion.
And then like this video, real
They
quick.
wouldn't cook you as fast. You know, each one of
This
those
will
waves
show
is
you.
you at a very different
This
speed.
is uranium in a cloud chamber. I don't care about YouTube, but this shows you like that's hitting like dust or cloud or however they make that, but that's going through you, but it's jostling shit. I think as it does, like not because it's so small.
Talking about like mini vibrations.
Right.
Yeah.
Depending on what type of frequency things are being emitted, specifically, like we don't know if they're being emitted at a radio, microwave, or a gamma, because some, I think even like appliances and shit give off gamma.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and turn off my computer and my monitors. I'll see you guys later.
I'm sitting super close.
So, if you've ever seen Better Call
Yeah, that
Saul,
was
they
weird.
got
I
his
shouldn't be
brother's
sitting fucking
crazy
down
like
here.
that.
But like it, like typically, like so with that graph, you know, your microwave, even though an EMF meter, my EMF meter will show if I'm running the microwave, I don't know, I'm 10, 12 feet away from the microwave, it'll show red even from like right here.
Yeah.
You go right up to it, it's really bad. But that doesn't necessarily mean that that's bad for you, because it's just a different type of electromagnetic frequency. Am I saying these words correctly? Electromagnetic frequency, which is a larger wave, which, yeah, over time is definitely going to be worse for you. But if it's a wave of the same, still electromagnetic frequency, but a much tighter wave on that scale, you know, I mean, you really need to, it's all going to depend on the appliance. I'm not sure where like our phone signals are on that wave, but I think that they're closer into the gamma.
Radio.
Are they radio? I thought they were
I don't know.
like 5G, or for some reason I thought that's why 5G was supposed to be so much worse, is because that leaned more towards the gamma. But I could be totally wrong, and it could be still in that radio wave spectrum, which again,
I have no.
wouldn't be that bad. Again, it's not having any of it would be ideal, right? But it's today's. I mean, that's where technology is. I don't know how we'll naturally evolve. Yeah, I mean, we'll just evolve to these amounts of radiation over time, I suppose, and we will live on, as a species. But it's kind of where we're at. I mean, I would love to go off grid and get away from it, but then, I mean, if you're going to go off grid, what are you going to do? You're going to have whatever if you have pumps, solar, any of that stuff is going to give off some sort of electromagnetic frequency.
Yeah.
Especially if you have solar, you're going to have all kinds of electromagnetic frequency. So, I mean,
and now everyone talks about radon, and that's in the earth.
That's coming out of the ground. I was thinking about that with doing geothermal. Like geothermal, great, right? Until you get radon leaking into your line, so you'd have to really make sure that your stuff is like separated.
Well, they have radon detectors, so you just put them down there in the closest point to your wherever that's coming up, and just leave them there so that they'll alert you if that does happen.
You might want to exhaust the air within your basement or something once every day or some shit like that.
Or set up an emergency exhaust that you know where it's at. You can go you can go flip the switch to if that alarm goes off, go flip that switch, get you some fresh air.
It does, yeah. So people with basements typically, especially like full basements that are like deep basements, those have to have radon inspections. They have to have radon. They might have to have radon detection. Probably modern homes probably have to.
I got a radon thing here. I think it's just a hole down in the earth, and then it's got a squirrel fan or whatever you call it up here. Just sends up into the air.
That is in itself. I mean, a whole nother thing. I mean, the radio waves is something that's always going to be there, but the gas stuff. I was watching this thing. It's a consumer-based product now is being able to have your own methane bioreactor, basically. And you do need a little bit of fecal matter, so you need some like cow shit. And they say that you can do. There's a guy who runs a bioreactor off of chicken shit, right? So you take the chicken shit, and you got yourself. So now you're making eggs. Maybe you got meat birds or something like that. So you got a protein source. You close your loop with the chicken shit by actually taking the gas that you produce off of the methane reactor. It just takes a little bit of feces and then other organic matter. So all of your vegetable scraps, maybe you have leaf compost, whatever you got, you know what I mean? Put it in your bioreactor and it'll produce a big ass bubble of methane that I think you're able to get. Like, I think you can run a couple burners. You can cook off of these things daily.
Wow.
It's like a day's worth of chicken shit or something like that. So you could potentially get your eggs from your chickens and then cook them with a highly efficient gas source. Methane would be a very efficient fuel source. And then cook them from the methane that you produce.
What's the tank or the device that holds all the methane?
It's like a big air bladder. Think of like a giant, those like blocks
cushion
on, and like your buddy goes, woo.
Yeah.
It's like a small version of like that, but it's inside. It's doing
That's
all.
Cool.
There's like a separate section inside for like the composting materials, and then it gases off and it collects inside this bladder. And basically it's pressurized or probably fed with some sort of a pressure pump and fed into your gas line, and that could feed your kitchen. It could feed your grill outside. What you got for us again, Tara? It could feed your banger that you run your fucking dab torch on, dude.
Little Kim cookies.
Chicken shit dabs. Wouldn't that be great? What about that, Frola? Your chickens run the torch.
Dude, I've heard you talk about this before, and I listen.
What about the smell?
Listen, I'm gonna grab two books. I'm gonna grab the two closest books I have within reach of me. Okay.
You don't want to eat
one
food,
of them is called How to Survive Off Grid, and the other one is called The Ultimate Bushcrafter Survive. Okay. I still can't get behind that, man. I don't know.
What if it wasn't eating? What if it wasn't being used to eat? Okay, what if it was being used to heat? What if
if it was heating something
Heat what?
outside that I wasn't
Like my
eating?
floor, yeah.
heating your house? What if it was used as
Maybe some like geothermal,
like a boiler
That
system
fuel.
or something.
Yeah, but that
I
fuel
feel like a
exhausts-
water heater.
that exhausts out of the house anyway. It's not like you're breathing in the exhaust from it. That fuel source would be burned, and then you would have an independent fan, being blown past the heating element. So none of that air would make it into your house.
What about?
You
I
don't want
know.
chicken shit smelling your house for real? Is that what you're
I
saying?
got enough of it already.
The piping, the bladder would be outside. The piping would come in just like your normal gas line. It would go to the burner section inside your furnace, so you're going, and it would exhaust up and out of your house.
What about this? What about this? I'm gonna throw this out
Please,
there.
yes.
So you got this bladder, and it fills up when you fill it up.
We'll call
What
it a
if
whoopee.
What if you connected it to a generator that was connected to your house?
That's what I'm talking
the
about.
generator's
There you go.
outside.
Okay.
That's outside, and it's just feeding electricity to
Now
your
we're
grid.
talking, babe.
Now we're talking. Yes.
So this bladder is fueling my generator.
All right. So
Yes.
let's figure out how to get.
So whenever it fills
so how
up,
do we get
let's say there's a
radon
device
to do
that says,
that for
okay,
us?
it's full,
So that when
kick
we
on the
dig our-
Jenny and
so that
kick
when
off
we dig our
consumers or
geothermal-
whatever for a little bit.
When we dig our geothermal heating application for a greenhouse or a home or whatever, when the radon comes in, you can tank it and then use the radon to run your generator
Is
to
it
get electricity.
everywhere? Is radon just everywhere?
It's almost there. When I
No.
left Florida,
Under the
they
ground.
wanted me to test for it to sell my house or something.
Yeah.
So this
Oh,
guy
yeah.
came in
It's
and
definitely
tested.
part
It
of
didn't
that.
have any, but like I would have had to get some sort of system, or
They
they
had
would
us-
have. It would have gone into
Methane
negotiation.
does the same thing. Methane comes up out of the ground also. And
Dude, they sent us home in 7th grade with radon testing kits, and we all tested our basements. Like that
Oh,
was
I
a
don't remember
thing.
that.
I definitely didn't get those in our
No.
We
Yeah,
didn't
we're
get
just
that
getting
in
outed.
Pennsylvania.
We're just outing our parents, like, left and right. We didn't know it, but sorry, mom, dad.
my public schools didn't get that one. We got the lead testing, but it was only suggested, and that was after I was.
Oh, check this out. Do we have time?
We
Yo,
suggest your kids to get lead tested if they played in this park. Oh,
this
by
is
the
what
way,
mine looks like. It's
I
just like
worked
a
at
pipe,
some park. Yeah, those are radon.
like a fan, and it goes underground a little bit.
I used to see
And
those.
radon emits
growing
from
weed.
the soil. It just emits from the soil,
Yeah.
which
Yeah,
is kind of
so
crazy.
Modern
And then
homes with basements nowadays.
Yeah, and I think it depends on the type of basement you have too, right?
That's required.
I think you guys talked about this a little bit.
yeah, I think it has to be like a real full
It's
basement.
a full basement, yeah. So, like, if you have an actual basement that's 6 to 8 feet, 10 feet deep, yes. Most Michigan basements, so because we have such a low water table, we have these little fucking half basement things.
Mhm.
Where, like,
It's a
your
hobbit basement.
window is like this high, and it's the ground level is like waist high in your basement. It's these weird subfloors. A lot of Michigan homes are built up a few feet,
Mhm.
and then the basements are just like halfway underground, halfway under the lowest level of the house. It's kind of and then
It's like
they
they struck water and just built cement on top of it.
my parents' house had like a main floor, and then they have a split level coming off of like a main floor house. So it's called a
Yeah.
level. But it's not a true try. It's not a basement with two stacks. It's like a single with a split next to it. So you have this weird and half of it does go underground. Those are really common in Michigan also. I think that's a Midwest thing specifically. I see like the kind of like the whole area over here has very similar, like Ohio, Illinois, Indiana has very similar building homes.
We grew up in a old farmhouse, and it had a walkout basement, but not a walkout and like you have a sliding glass door and a beautiful view. It was a cellar walkout with cement steps that were very terrifying, and you had to walk up. You know what I mean? To get.
My friend had one of those.
Yeah, it didn't have the big like cellar door
we
on
used
it or
it to
anything,
leave and go smoke.
Oh, we would find like raccoons and stuff that would just be like stuck down there, didn't know how to get back out. They're just like it's hissing at us.
Oh, that's what those deep doors were. They just used to have cellar doors on them, and then cellar doors got taken off. And now
Yeah.
yeah, I dig that. Yeah, okay.
Actually, you know what? Now that I think about it, 3 out of the last 4, or maybe 4 out of the last 5 homes I've lived in had that.
Huh.
That's kind of wild. A couple of them did, or one of them actually did have those like doors that like closed that were like that, you know, like you see in Twister, you know what I mean, like that movie.
Oh,
Were those rooms just not connected to the rest of the house? Why did you have to access those things from the outside?
No, it was there was there was both. I think all the ones I lived in had an internal staircase as well.
Okay. So there's literally I'm outside, I'm out in the field, there's something coming, I need to get the fuck in the basement, and I don't have time to go in the front door. I got to get in the outside.
I mean, maybe I actually don't really know.
Yeah, because I'm curious if like you're sleeping.
I think it's more of like for like I'm in the house and there's a tornado coming. I'm going to get in the basement. Tornado went by. I need to get the fuck out of the basement.
Yeah, maybe you gotta escape.
I think I honestly
because it is like on the side of the house, really. You know?
I think a lot of that shit was designed for like bringing like wood and coal back when there was a lot of coal-based heating systems.
All right, there you go.
Because I've seen posts in construction forums where there was like weird ramps that were then looked like they were cemented off, and everyone's like, "What was this?" And it was a coal ramp.
Yeah,
so the coal guy would come by, shovel
house.
this down there. It would go down the ramp, and you would be able to heat your house.
I like that, dude. I like that because you're not.
Well, I think it's more like getting shit like that into the basement back then.
You go straight downstairs.
That's why we don't have them now. I don't know, maybe not. But that's the late sesh, and we can maybe
Cheers, everybody.
pick it up to
Have a great week.
Yeah, 1800s.
Yeah.
Let's go back to the 1900s next week.
Yeah.